here in Fayetteville. Season opener, and what a great matchup we have. Two top 25 teams. Cincinnati on the road taking on the Razorbacks of Arkansas. And they got some big-time championship dreams here in Fayetteville. What a turnaround this program has experienced over the last couple of years. And here come the Hogs. So great. Dave Fleming, Rod Gilmore, Tiffany Blackman, great to have you with us. Terrific week one in college football. Yeah. I think we got one of the great matchups here.
What a scene.
What a scene. Cincinnati coming off the best year they've ever had in their program's history. And you think expectations have changed here in Fayetteville? It wasn't that long ago they couldn't win a game in the SEC. Now they're this excited for their team. And Rod, look, there's lots of reasons for that, but I think one of the #1 reasons is the play of their star quarterback, KJ Jefferson.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest reason. And he's got a big personality. He's a big man, and he takes care of business for Arkansas. And he's one of 2 quarterbacks that led their team in rushing and passing last season. 6'3", 235 pounds. And yeah, he's going to run the ball an awful lot tonight, but be aware, he can sling it deep down the field too.
I think he's flying a little bit under the radar myself in terms of quarterbacks around the country. He's really good, poised to have a great year. Meanwhile, Cincinnati, they graduate one of the great players in their program's history, Des Ridder. True competition over the fall camp, and just a couple days ago, Rod, they landed on their starter.
Yeah, Ben Bryant won the competition, and so he's the guy that has the pleasure of replacing the legend Desmond Ridder, who, as you mentioned, probably the greatest quarterback in Cincinnati history. Well, Bryant has waited his turn. 3 years as the backup to Ridder. Then he transferred last season to Eastern Michigan, got some experience. He comes back, wins the battle. He is a pocket passer, which probably changes the offense a little bit, but he's waited a long time for this opportunity.
So Bryant will be the starter for Luke Fickell's team. For some news on the Bearcats before we kick off, let's send it down to the sideline and Tiffany.
Hey guys, Bearcats starting center Jake Renfro will not play today and is expected to miss the remainder of the season with a knee injury that he suffered last week. He had surgery this week. Left guard Gavin Gerhardt is going to start in his place. Now, this is a significant loss for the Bearcats. Renfro started 19 games for them the past 2 seasons. I did speak with head coach Luke Fickell when the team arrived. Fickell told me Gerhardt, he had been getting reps as a backup center throughout camp. So, guys, they are confident in his ability to step into this role today.
You know, Tiffany, it'll be his first start at center in an environment that is really loud. You want that exchange to be very, very good, and you don't want false starts on your offensive line after the reshuffling, Clem.
Well, here we go. The season for the Bearcats and the Razorbacks is underway, and the opening kickoff will be a touchback. So Arkansas getting the ball first to start the game will bring their offense on the field, and the guy we just talked about, KJ Jefferson. 6'3", he says he's down to about 235, one of the bigger quarterbacks in all of college football. He was a highly regarded high school player out of the state of Mississippi. Came here to Fayetteville, didn't play a whole lot his first couple of years, through 72 total passes, 2019 and 2020. Last year is when KJ Jefferson really emerged, and Rod said he led his team in both passing and rushing, responsible for 27 total touchdowns, super efficient. He says he's in the best shape of his life. And the Razorbacks think he's poised to have a monster season. Rocket Sanders in the backfield. It's a play fake, and the first pass of the year is complete out across the 30 to Matt Landers, one of the new targets for Jefferson in Arkansas.
Yeah, and you saw that KJ was very quick and deliberate with that. That's been the one criticism, is what's the intermediate passing like for him? He's showing you right off the bat he's improved that.
Another play fake, and he'll throw on the move, almost like a back shoulder type pass, and that one falls incomplete. Trying to hit the transfer from Oklahoma, Jaden Hazelwood. So it's 2nd and 10.
Sam Pittman talked all week about the need to be physical and to pound the football. So what's he do? Comes out and throws 2 quick passes. Love it.
Don't tell him what you're going to do. Rocket Sanders expected to take a bigger share of the load this year. He empties the backfield. Jefferson slips one defender. KJ Jefferson going to run, and some power running to get a couple yards to set up third down.
He is definitely the leader of this team. Other players have told us this week that he has the respect of everyone in the locker room, connects with everyone. Sometimes that's encouraging. A lot of times it's pulling a prank or two, keeping guys loose.
You saw Ivan Pace was in on the tackle. He should be a major impact transfer talent for Luke Fickell's defense. Third down and 8. Arkansas short of midfield. First possession of the game. Jefferson completes it, and a open field tackle, and a gang tackle will get Hazelwood to the ground short of the first down.
You're seeing Arkansas show that they can come out and throw it. Hazelwood has been ticketed as the guy to replace Trey Burks, who was just an all-everything wide receiver for Arkansas last season. Comes up a little bit short of that first down.
And a nice tackle. Will Huber kind of led the way there, the middle linebacker. I think the fans here inside Reynolds Razorback Stadium wanted to see Arkansas go for it, and Sam Pittman likes to go for it on fourth down, but from midfield, 4th and 2, the punt team is out there. It's a good stop for a proud Cincinnati defense. I know they lost a lot of talent from last year's team. They still have high expectations. Ryan Montgomery with the fair catch, and he makes it around the 15-yard line. So the starting quarterback for Cincinnati, it'll be Ben Bryant. And what a journey Bryant took to make it to this spot. He began his career with Cincinnati, played 14 games, actually got some real playing experience behind Des Ridder, but wasn't going to start again when Ridder decided to come back last year. So he transfers to Eastern Michigan, had some other choices, threw for over 3,000 yards, got lots of good experience in game situations. Announced in early January he was coming back. He maintained a really good relationship with his coaches, with everybody in the program, and he beats out the talented youngster Evan Prater for the starting assignment week 1.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming for Ben Bryant.
So he'll go from the shotgun. Trey Tucker, super fast. They do have a lot of speed, Cincinnati does. And the first pass completion is for a short gain. And that's Will Pauling. They have big expectations for young Will Pauling.
You know, Flem, the Ben Bryant transfer seems to have been years in the making. As you look at this quick release of his, it seemed that every year he was backing up Ridder, they talked about the need for him to get playing time, and he considered transferring a couple of times, but stuck around until that final 2020 season when Ridder decided to come back for 21.
Bryant, that was into some traffic, but he fitted in there for another completion out across the 20. That's Leonard Taylor, one of 2 outstanding tight ends, but it is third down for Cincinnati.
We've yet to see Cincinnati run the ball. They're trying to find a new running back this season to replace Ford, who was dynamic for them last season.
Ryan Montgomery is the starting tailback. It's third down and 3. Under center, a pitch play to Montgomery. Montgomery will get there just barely, ducked out of bounds across the line, and so it's a 1st and 10 for the Bearcats.
Yeah, got to the edge. Good block on the edge for Cincinnati. You mentioned them having 2 tight ends they like a lot, and they're excellent blockers and excellent receivers also. Leonard Taylor, number 11, and Josh Wiley, 81.
So that's a positive start for Ben Bryant. Montgomery remains the tailback to his right. Montgomery straight ahead running, and with the backup center having to play Gavin Gerhardt, we're going to watch how Cincinnati, they have a lot of experience even without Jake Renfro. They got a lot of experience.
Is out for the next play for his helmet coming off. Second down.
Their offensive line. A helmet flew off, so Montgomery has to come out of the game. It'll be second down.
So with Renfro out, Gerhardt moves to center. Cooper, who played an awful lot last year, as you mentioned, starts at the left guard. But remember, over on the right side, right tackle, they have a new starter in Joe Huber, who was a walk-on, awarded a scholarship last season, and they really like him. So this offensive line, a little bit of reshuffling, but they believe in being physical.
A different Montgomery, Miles Montgomery in the game, and he was just swallowed by Bumper Poole, one of the top tacklers returning in all of college football. Another helmet comes off.
2 plays, 2 helmets.
Number 74 must stay out of the
If
play
you
of the
watched
game
Game
for one
Day
play,
this
'cause
morning, you
helmet
heard
came
Reese
off.
Davis say that
Third
this
down.
would be a demolition derby game. And with 2 helmets coming off on 2 plays, you get the idea.
A roll up your sleeves kind of game here in Fayetteville.
Not for the faint of heart.
All right, Ryan Montgomery back in. Third and a long 4. Pressure comes. It was picked up. The throw was behind Josh Wiley. What a catch by the tight end for a Cincinnati first down.
You kidding me? A one-handed stab behind him. Now, he's a former wide receiver converted to tight end. Really good hands. Has added weight. Has become a really good blocker. And this is what Cincinnati wants to do. I mean, you talk about trying to be physical and mix it up a little bit. They were really stung by the criticism that they weren't physical enough for Alabama in that playoff game.
In the pocket, Bryant throws a long throw, but he got it there. And one slip tackle by Tyler Scott. Cincinnati also replacing Alec Pierce, who was an outstanding wide receiver, probably by committee. Scott, Trey Tucker, Will Pauling, some of the guys expected to fill that void.
I think that play, that previous play, shows us a little bit of what Cincinnati wants to do. They like the matchup against Hudson Clark at the left corner spot if they can get it from time to time into a man-to-man situation.
That was a nice positive first down gain. It's 2nd and 3. And they'll pitch the ball to the right side. That one's going backwards. Bumper Poole slashes in there again to tackle Ryan Montgomery. Hudson Clark, that defensive back you just mentioned, a little slow getting up.
He had to come up and take on a 300-pound lineman. Hudson Clark did a really good job of it, but paid the price for it.
Well, Cincinnati's already converted a couple third downs. First possession of the year. They need to get to midfield. Bryant in the pocket, pressure. Bryant, not a real mobile quarterback, and he got stuffed. Now he stays on his feet and is getting a push, and I think he might have gotten there. Well, he may not be that fast, but he's clearly got some strength and toughness, because he was going down and wouldn't go down.
Well, Drew Sanders hit him with everything he had, number 42. And Bryant absorbed it and continued to fight for the first down. I mean, look at that hit. Are you kidding me? He fought through that. Can't question his toughness.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Well, they may have been pushed around a little bit by Alabama, but they have been pushed around by many over the last several years. This has turned into a really proud, physical program. Miles Montgomery, the tailback, and now some motion after converting another third down. I think the Bearcats moved.
Ball start. Offense, number 74. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
So that's Jeremy Cooper sliding into the guard spot with Gerhardt moving over to center.
Yeah. You know, Flynn, you mentioned Hudson Clark looking a little bit shaken up a couple of plays ago. He is now out of the game. And Malik Chavis, number 4, has taken his spot at the left corner spot. I would expect that Cincinnati would pay attention to that and probably try to test Chavis sooner or later here.
Luke Fickell's team, of course, became the first Group of 5 team to make the playoff. They have 22 straight non-bowl game wins. It's been a long time since they lost a game that wasn't a bowl game. And Bryant, another nice delivery and a missed tackle out of the open field. The cut inside, down inside the 30. Jaden Thompson for the biggest gain of the game for the Bearcats.
I think you have to give Luke Fickell and Gino Godelli a lot of credit.
And we welcome those of you joining us from NC State, East Carolina, here at Reynolds Razorback Stadium, a packed house. So anxious for the season to start here, and a really good top 25 matchup. Dave Fleming, Ron Gilmore, Tiffany Blackman, great to have you with us. Cincinnati, first possession of the year on the move, and now Bryant's pass is picked off. The interception. Dwight McGlothern all the way back inside the 30. Oh, Ben Bryant, the new starter, and moved Cincinnati down the field, and that was a mistake.
Well, that's an NFL throw. You got to be really confident, and you got to have a lot of arm strength to make this. Watch this throw. He's on the hash to the far out. If you're going to make that throw, you better have a cannon, and that ball's got to be to the outside. That ball fluttered out there, and there was no question about what McGlothern was doing with it. He read it all the way. That is a dangerous throw, and if you don't have what it takes to make it, man, you can't make that throw. Wiping out a tremendous opening drive for Cincinnati.
Yeah, Cincinnati had converted a bunch of third downs, really impressive and poised, and then the LSU transfer comes up with the interception. Now KJ Jefferson of the Arkansas offense back on the field. First carry, Rocket Sanders breaking tackles. Now there is a penalty flag thrown. Sanders, very talented sophomore running back, didn't get a touch. First possession for Arkansas.
Holding, offense number 9. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat first down.
You know, that drive for Cincinnati, from I was saying, give credit to the coaching staff, because they seem to have taken a different approach to Arkansas than they did opening against Alabama. Alabama, it was one tight end, two tight ends. We're going to pound the football. They've come out instead today with, hey, let's be more flexible. Let's open it up. Let's throw it. But for that bad throw and the pick, that opening drive was really good for Cincinnati. We'll see what they do when they get the ball next time.
Well, I agree with you. It looked like Cincinnati came out with a great game plan, but the turnover, and now Arkansas trying to capitalize. The holding penalty against the wideout, Jaden Hazelwood, the Oklahoma transfer. Still plenty of time on the play clock. They get the play snap. Jefferson a play fake, and a wide open target. Matt Landers, his second catch. Down the sideline, inside the 20, down to the 15. First down, Razorbacks.
Missed tackles. Opening week of the season, you see a lot of missed tackles. You don't get the practice open field tackling in summer camp. Speed of the game changes when you step on the field.
A mouthpiece, not a penalty flag, down on the turf. Jefferson keeps. Jefferson, 10, 5, touchdown. They say he's a little faster this year.
Yeah. A little lighter. Played at 247 last season. 235 right now. Jalen Catalon, the safety, he found out how quick it is. Watch this. One-on-one tackle, chance to make the play. Another missed tackle. Jefferson did not try to run him over. Showed you his elusiveness and his speed.
Extra point coming for Cam Little. Had a great freshman year as the place kicker, and starts off 2022 with the extra point up and good. Sam Pittman's Hogs. They got championship hopes here in Fayetteville. The defense comes up with the interception. The LSU transfer, McGlothern, with the long return, and then it set up the touchdown run for KJ Jefferson.
Yeah, he is a big star. More of him to come.
You're watching Xfinity Kickoff Week.
And welcome to ESPN College Football, delivered by Papa John's, part of Xfinity Kickoff Week. Ooh, Big Suey is right. Man, do they get into this Razorbacks team here at Reynolds Razorback Stadium. Arkansas with the 7-0 lead after the turnover. The KJ Jefferson touchdown. And the Razorbacks kick it back to Cincinnati. We'll take another break and be back right after this. 7-0 Arkansas with the first quarter lead.
on the video board. Fire up. It's the Hawkins fan jam. The camera stops on you. Keep going. Get on your feet. Let's get fired up, Hawkins. There we go.
ESPN College Football is delivered by Papa John's and the all-new Papa Bowls. No crust, all toppings. Try one for yourself at Papa John's.
Well, you got to break up the grind of fall camp, don't you?
Keep everybody loose, scare them a little bit.
Not everybody was spooked by the pranks. Luke Fickell's team, and just such a confident program right now, coming off the playoff appearance. I think great seasons they've backed up. It wasn't like last year just came out.
Yeah, felt a little disrespected opening week 1 after being a playoff team and only losing 2 games the last 2 years.
Ryan Montgomery with the carry on first down. Cincinnati has the ball for the second time. First time they had it, they moved the ball down the field.
Yeah, you know, feeling disrespected, folks not giving them much of a chance. They felt like, you know, we've proven we're a pretty good team and program. That opening drive showed you as much. Mixed it up, threw the ball around a little bit. Let's see how Ben Bryant responds after throwing that pick that ended that tremendous drive they had going.
He threw the interception to an LSU transfer. Now an LSU transfer playing for Cincinnati. Corey Kiner is in the backfield for the Bearcats on second down. Kiner gets the ball and runs into a wall. And Terry Hampton was there to just envelop it.
We've seen Terry Hampton and Isaiah Nichols, his running mate inside, take over games. They destroyed Texas last season, and they are hard to block inside. He is 314 pounds and just dominates on the right side there, getting by Dylan O'Quinn.
So now third down. Cincinnati was 3 for 3 on that first drive, but this is 3rd and 10.
And here they come.
I don't think they got the ball snapped. They blow the play dead. Everybody moved except for the center didn't snap the ball. That might be our first example of the new center struggling.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 72, 5-yard penalty, remains third down.
Yeah, it's worth noting that opening drive, they were good. Now we've had a blown assignment, a mixed block, and also a false start here. There's our new center. That's Gerhardt. He's in for Renfro. And everybody else had the snap count.
Renfro's out for the year. Tough loss for Cincinnati. Their experienced guys up front. Now it's 3rd and 15. And you wonder how aggressive Cincinnati's going to be willing to be here.
They're playing a soft cover 2.
Well, they're going to throw it over the middle, and the receiver slipped. That throw might have been a little behind. And I think Cincinnati might have gotten away with one there.
Yeah, I think you can say that Bryant has had some nerves in this game. A couple of his throws have been behind receivers. One spectacular catch by Wiley, and obviously the pick. But, you know, again, you would expect him to have nerves. He's waited for this opportunity for 3 years, and he's playing in front of 80,000 folks. First start of his career here at Cincinnati.
So Mason Fletcher, the punter, on 4th and 15. Bryce Stevens back around the 35. Fletcher booms one to send Stevens back to about the 25. And he got away from one special teams tackler, but not a second. That was good punt and good coverage for the Bearcats. The Arkansas Razorbacks will have the ball when we come back to Fayetteville. First quarter here, and Arkansas's got the touchdown lead. Verbo, Alabama #1. They'll play later tonight. Ohio State, Notre Dame, of course, also later tonight. Georgia out to an early lead, Ron.
I love the fact that about half of the top 10 teams are playing meaningful games opening weekend. This is the way it ought to be. It's a great opening day, and man, college football is back with a bang.
I feel bad for the teams that aren't, because you come here to Arkansas as a top 25 matchup week 1, all the anticipation of the season, and then it feels like a big game. I mean, it's created this incredible scene here as Rocket Sanders carries the ball, first play of this drive for the Razorbacks.
You got 80,000 fans here. It is loud. It's a big event. Arkansas fans have been looking forward to this for days. Cincinnati fans, a lot of them made the trip. This is a big deal, big game, and a great environment.
2nd and 7 for KJ Jefferson. He's going to swing that pass, and that one, I don't know if that was a forward pass or not. That was almost disastrous for Hazelwood.
Backwards pass recovered by the offense. 3rd down.
He recovered and scooped it up, which was a big play, and got out of bounds.
Yeah, heads up play by Hazelwood, but that play never had a chance. Great play on the corner over there by Hicks to blow it up.
You know, the cornerback position is such a big question. Cincinnati graduated 2 all-time great cornerbacks. Sent those 2 to the NFL draft.
Yeah, one guy wins the Thorpe Award. The other guy is a 1st-round pick.
Top 5 pick. Little swing pass on 3rd and long. Cincinnati had that beautifully defended, and so the Bearcats come up with the immediate stop. They're going to get the ball back.
Yeah, you know, the speed and quickness for Cincinnati defensively is really helping them right now. I mean, getting to the edge has not worked very often for Arkansas, save the KJ Jefferson touchdown run. This defense wanted to be seen as one that could reload and not rebuild after losing 6 draft picks to the NFL.
Yeah, on the defensive side alone, 9 total players from last year's playoff team for Cincinnati were drafted into the NFL. A lot of talent returning. A punt and a flag before that ball was booted. There was an Arkansas false start.
Prior to the snap, false start, kicking team number 3, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
So Max Fletcher, the true freshman whose brother punts for Cincinnati, actually has the task of the first punt of the year. Well, 2nd punt of the year now for Arkansas.
Both brothers from Australia.
Reunited here. They hadn't seen each other in a long time, and young Max did not get off a great punt there. Very short. Now we'll see where they mark that one, but that one could be, yeah, almost right at midfield.
That's the equivalent of a turnover. You know, that's the same as having a pass picked off there. This is good for Cincinnati. Gives them a short field. They'll start play right at the 50-yard line.
Just a 26-yard punt. Well, we got the final 2 games of week 1 on Sunday tomorrow. Brian Kelly makes his LSU debut. LSU and Florida State haven't played in decades. 7:30 Eastern on ABC. Then Monday night, a top 5 Clemson team. I'm hoping to, quote, bounce back. They had a good year last year, maybe not quite up to their standard. They play Georgia Tech in the Dome in Atlanta. Coverage starts at 7 Eastern with the college football countdown on ESPN. Cincinnati runs the ball with that great field position, and now a couple penalty flags come in, and there's a Bearcats offensive lineman who is down behind the play, James Tunstall.
I think that was a block below the waist illegal. You know, the new rule this year, limiting blocks below the waist outside of the tackle box, outside of the line of scrimmage. I think that was what happened on that play.
And this is terrible news for Cincinnati. Already down 1 top offensive lineman for the year from an injury just a few days ago. This is their starting left tackle.
Well, and Tunstall's a guy who decided to come back
Personal
this season.
Foul, illegal block below the waist, defense number 1. The 15-yard penalty is enforced from the end of the run. Automatic 1st down.
Yeah, this is a player safety rule, and it's a 15-yard penalty. The idea is to sort of eliminate or try to reduce the number of knee injuries that occur because of that low block. And there's an emphasis on that this season. There you see Catalan number 1 coming in. And back in the day, it was all right to go low on alignment. Now you have to stay up.
That was, I mean, in Jalen Catalon's defense, that was borderline.
Yeah, it was borderline.
I mean, he didn't go chop down right at that knee, but it still ended up as a play where Tunstall had to limp off the field. Hopefully big James Tunstall's all right. He didn't go in the tent for long. That's got to be a good sign.
Yeah, that's a great sign.
Ryan Montgomery, their starting running back's already been in the tent. But the penalty moves the ball inside the Arkansas 30. So the Bearcats on the move for the second time already in the first quarter. Corey Kiner gets the handoff, straight ahead run for a gain of close to 4.
Finally, a little bit of an attempt to run the ball by Cincinnati.
Look who's back in the game. That is
tough guy.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
That didn't look great when it first happened.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, he decided to come back this season after doing a little research on his NFL possibilities. He is going to end up playing in the league after having transferred over here from Stony Brook via UConn, where he spent his first couple years.
Bryant moves the tailback next to him and then hands the ball off. Kiner, season opening straight ahead run inside the 15. So it's first down Cincinnati.
Yeah, and that was behind Tunstall. You know, he came right back on the field, hurry up tempo here, but he came in and got a big block for them.
Kiner will get the ball again. Kiner squirts through inside the 10 down to close to the 6-yard line. The hometown kid who went as a true freshman to LSU and got some carries, got some real game experience for LSU in the SEC, and then decided to transfer back to Cincinnati.
Yep, said he never should have gone to LSU in the first place, should have stayed at home. And who said Cincinnati can't be physical? They're lining up and going right at Arkansas.
Final minute of the first quarter. Bearcats trying to tie this game. Charles McClellan now in at tailback. Bryant will fake it to McClellan, throws short, and Wiley gets upended immediately. Arkansas saw that thing coming.
Simeon Blair all over it. Blair, Catalon, and Slusher make up those 3 safeties in that defense, that 3-safety look which has become so popular. And he was flying in on this one. Tremendous play.
The former walk-on. So now it's third down. Cincinnati can get a first down inside the 5. Bryant throws and he overthrew his man.
Yeah,
I thought he
did
an opening there. Will Pauling, but it's incomplete.
He had him. They had the right route, had the right matchup. Accuracy just a bit off.
So now the field goal team comes out.
He throws this really hard on a line. Give it a little bit of air. Let your guy go get it.
Ben Bryant starting his first game for the Bearcats here today. We'll talk about it on the sideline. Now the place kicking for Cincinnati has to be better this year. Everything went right for this team last year except for this part of the game. They got a transfer, Ryan Coe from Delaware. Good snap and hold, and the kick is up. He missed it.
Oh boy. Shades of last season.
So all that work and no points.
2 big drives by Cincinnati, and on both of them they come up empty.
Yeah, that's disappointing. So Luke Fickell's team has moved the ball effectively, but just nothing to show for it with 13 seconds to go in the first quarter. Well, this season, Allstate will celebrate every field goal and extra point made by participating universities by making a donation to the university's General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, Allstate. Cincinnati needs a few more made.
Yeah, they do.
They missed about half their kicks last year.
Not a good way to start this season after the way they performed last year in the kicking game.
Since the start of 2021, start of last year, 9 of 20 K.J. Jefferson out into the open field, and he will not just go into a slide. K.J. Jefferson, first down, Arkansas.
Yeah, that's a mistake defensively for Cincinnati. They didn't have any contain or anyone inside out, and K.J. Jefferson recognized it right away and hit the outside.
Well, the final seconds
That's
will
the end
wind
of the first
down.
quarter. Timeout.
And that will end quarter number 1 here in Fayetteville. Top 25 matchup. Physical game, and we've seen that already. Cincinnati has moved the ball, but it's been the Razorbacks who have capitalized on their opportunity. The pick, the return, and then the Jefferson touchdown. End of quarter number 1. 7-0 Razorbacks. Football delivered by Papa John's as we start quarter number 2 from Fayetteville, Arkansas. The Razorbacks with a 7-0 lead, and the ball. K.J. Jefferson, who's got the only touchdown of the game, will fake it. No, he actually handed it off, and Rocket Sanders with a penalty flag down with a big game. We'll see if it stands.
Now they're going to get Trey Knox, the tight end, with a hold.
Holding. Offense, number 7. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
That's who it was.
Yeah, he got more than just a handful of jersey that allowed Sanders to get to the edge. Easy call. There you go. Right side of your screen in the circle. Just watch out. Trey Knox just latches on there and just won't let go. Those penalties like that on first down, they can be drive killers.
So instead of the big gain, it's 1st and 20, and the Razorbacks back to their own 26-yard line. Jefferson back to pass. He wants to go deep. Instead, he goes shorter. Sanders jumps up and makes the catch, and then he was out of bounds. He never got the foot down. It's incomplete.
Good aggressive play by Shepard. You know, the corner over there to make the hit and force him to come down out of bounds.
Just because Sauce Gardner and Kobe Bryant are not here anymore doesn't mean they don't have talent at that position.
Yeah. You know, and these guys took the criticism very personally that folks expected the Cincinnati defense to really fall off.
Second down and long, and no running room at all. Sanders, he got tossed to the ground. Arkansas fans wanted the penalty for contact after the play was dead, but no penalty flag thrown.
Yeah, and you know, it's hard to run inside where Briggs 18 and Taylor 90, you know, are hanging out. They want a flag, huh? Not going to happen.
The 3rd and 21. Luke Fickell's defense. They've given up the touchdown, but most of the yardage was the interception return. Arkansas's had the ball for a lot of this game, but they haven't been moving it at ease. Jefferson created something out of nothing, and he'll get back to the original line of scrimmage, but not close to the first down. Sanders with the catch. It'll be 4th down, and Arkansas will have to punt.
Yeah, the one thing is out for a play. First helmet coming off.
The Cincinnati defense hasn't handled well so far is quarterback run game. Other than that, they've shut down pretty much everything Arkansas has been trying to do. And so they should feel good about that. I don't know if they have an answer to 235-pound K.J. Jefferson, who can also juke you.
Now they need a better punt from Max Fletcher. Trey Tucker will let it drop and ricochet out of bounds, and that was better than the last effort. So Cincinnati's offense would come back on the field. 13-17 to go in the first half. SEC Nation was here today. Big game here in Fayetteville, second quarter. All right, Matt, thank you. Back to action here in Fayetteville. Cincinnati gets the ball back. Second quarter, down 7-0. A quick completion for a very short gain to the tailback, Charles McClellan, from Ben Bryant. Starting his first game with the Bearcats. He did get the experience last year at Eastern Michigan.
Yeah, he won the quarterback battle with Evan Prater. And from what the coaches told us, it wasn't close, although I'm sure some fans are wondering if Prater will get any time at all in this game.
Now the swing pass and a nice move upfield. Trey Tucker's got great speed, and then the ball comes out, but it goes out of bounds. So Tucker made the excellent move, then showed off that speed. Has to hold on to the ball. He got a good break. It's out of bounds. First down, Cincinnati.
Yeah, one of the ideas for Cincinnati is to get the ball to Trey Tucker as much as possible, however you can, whether that's in the slot, quick passes down the field, but he needs touches.
So a nice gain to midfield. Bryant's going deep now, and he's got a man. It is incomplete. Just a little bit overthrown. Man, Tyler Scott was out there with a step or two. Incomplete.
Well, back-to-back plays, you've seen the Cincinnati speed at wide receiver. That's a long foul ball. You have to give your receiver a chance. Get some air on the ball. Give him a chance to make the play. And those long foul balls just really frustrate a coaching staff.
Tyler Scott's one of the fastest guys on the field. He couldn't get under it. So now Miles Montgomery in the backfield on second down. Montgomery gets it, and he finds a way to get a couple yards. Good effort. Landon Jackson, the LSU transfer, who's a big dude up front.
Yeah. I gotta believe that Cincinnati will continue to go after Arkansas's defensive back. The matchups are good on the corner. The matchups are better against the safeties. Down here on the bottom, they got a matchup with Hudson Clark, the one that they wanted to have. And Arkansas showing pressure. So this might be man coverage without a safety in the middle.
Cincinnati trying to get the play snapped, and they do. Pressure picked up, over the top throw again, just a little too long, incomplete.
Well, that one wasn't on Bryant. Hudson Clark got away with a little grab, and he was able to hold up the receiver Thompson a little bit so that he couldn't get to that, and it wasn't flagged. But you'll see Cincinnati come back to that. Those matchups on the edge, those are matchups that they can win.
So this would be the older brother, Mason Fletcher, whose younger brother has been punting today for Arkansas. Mason for Cincinnati will try to pin the Hogs deep.
I hadn't seen Mom for what, a couple years?
Pretty remarkable. A family reunion here today, and he will do exactly that. That was a good punt, good execution by the special teams. There was a collision down there inside the 5. No penalty flag. Tyler Scott got down there to down the ball. You were talking about the family reunion. Mason hadn't seen his mom in 2 full years until, what was that, yesterday?
Yeah, came over from Australia to kick. Little brother also kicking for Arkansas. Tears, right, Tiffany?
Yeah, guys, you're right. It had been 2 full years since he's seen his mother and his brother Max, and he told me he'd been counting down the days till this game so he could see his entire family here. He said the moment was going to be surreal. He also said there were a couple of things he missed from home in Australia that he asked his parents to bring. One of those was Vegemite, the food spread. The other one, his favorite Australian underwear brand, guys. He was running low. He was running low.
I don't know, Flynn, TMI maybe?
Well, I don't know. It tells you a lot about Mason and what his priorities are.
Yeah.
There's the family, happy to be back together and feeling very comfortable today. Handoff, Sanders was going sideways. I don't know if that's the plan right along the goal line. He did then cut it ahead and got out to the 5. Arkansas pinned deep.
Number 42 for Cincinnati is out for the next play because his helmet coming off.
Somebody needs to work on this. That's about the 4th time in the game that a helmet has come off.
Yeah, you know, sometimes guys don't like to wear the chin strap very tight.
Well, whoever's fault it is, the equipment guy's going to get yelled at. Sanders off and running outside the 25, and he gets some breathing room for the Hogs. Out to the 29, Rocket Sanders straight ahead run.
Ricky Stromberg, the center, and Bo Limmer, the right guard. Great blocks, creating a huge hole and opportunity for Sanders to show off his running skills.
Kendall Briles loves to run the up-tempo offense. At minimum, they want to get to the line of scrimmage fast. Don't always snap it fast. Jefferson kept it, dropped it, picked it up, and ducked for cover.
He's got those good soft hands that allowed him to recover the ball. I wonder if I guess the mani-pedi comes in handy for that. He gets a mani-pedi every Thursday. Gets his nails done with the clear coat. Says he likes the way that looks and feels with the ball in his hand. It just sparkles in the sun.
Maybe too soft. They did too good a job this week.
Your mani-pedi is what, once a week, once every 2 weeks?
That would be a no for me. KJ and I might have a lot of other things in common. That's not one of them. That throw is incomplete. Jefferson trying to get rid of it quickly. And threw it too low.
He was telling us it's not so much the mani, coat of paint. It's the massage, Tiffany, that he really enjoys.
He enjoys it all, but he was so proud of his hands in our meeting. He showed it to me. That clear polish, his chest popped. He says he walks in, they know exactly what he wants.
3rd and 4. He's a regular. Handoff straight ahead. First down, Arkansas. A.J. Green gets his first carry. He's another talented running back. They're really happy with their running back room. They're missing Dominique Johnson, who's talented. He's not quite healthy and ready to go.
There's some hitting going on out there, man. You talk about collisions happening. I mean, we've had a whole bunch of it in a quarter and a half. About, wow.
Well, you got a Cincinnati player who is down. I can't tell who that is yet. All right, so while Cincinnati attends to their player, we're going to take a break, and as we do that, we'll send it back to Matt in studio. Phil, it's time for our Aflac trivia question. On November 7th, 2007, famous game in Arkansas history, Darren McFadden, Felix Jones set an all-time record in rush yards by teammates in a single game, 487 yards. What duo currently holds that record today?
You know, I don't know that one.
That's a tough question. Play fake. KJ Jefferson on the move is going to dump it, and it is caught. Nice catch short by the tight end Trey Knox, but because he caught that ball, Arkansas might have lost a half yard.
Yeah, and KJ's still down.
Everybody holds their breath for a minute. Jefferson does get up.
Yeah, Sam Pittman told us yesterday that he certainly has been around the SEC, and he compares KJ to Cam Newton. Not that he's the exact same player, but that KJ means to Arkansas what Cam Newton meant to Auburn, and they're both dual quarterbacks.
Well, they used the second quarterback, Malik Hornsby, that time into the backfield to take the snap as Jefferson went out wide, and then Hornsby handed the ball off. Hornsby so fast they're going to use him in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, Hornsby will play a lot of wide receiver. He actually entered the transfer portal.
He's playing wide receiver on this play. Yeah. Jefferson kept it instead of throwing it. And even though he's tough to bring down, he's not going to get 5 yards. That's what he needed.
Yeah, and you really don't want your quarterback taking all those extra hits.
Jabari Taylor was the leading tackler. So it's 4th down Jefferson took several hits in that sequence, and all for nothing. They're going to have to punt.
Yeah, now he's a big guy. He can handle those things. But remember, he got hurt last year in the Texas A&M game, running the ball, and played the rest of the season less than 100% because he was banged up. So you want to keep him healthy and, appreciate the toughness. But, man, he took a lot of hits that series.
He needs a blow. Low punt. Tucker will not fair catch it. Trey Tucker manages to squirt through, holds onto the ball, breaks another tackle, and gets out to the 20. That's where Cincinnati will have it after a 37-yard punt. 7:52 to go. First half. Arkansas with the 7-0 lead.
Football delivered by Papa John's is brought to you by Xfinity. Unbeatable internet, made to do anything so you can do anything.
Well, it's a famous place here in Fayetteville. The Catfish Hole is KJ Jefferson's #1 spot for a post-game meal. And he may need some comfort food after today because he's taking some hits.
Yeah, there's some serious hitting going on out there. And that last play, he took a lot of shots, and you can see that there's some discomfort somewhere in the upper body.
He's been walking around talking to a lot of folks on the sideline. Cincinnati gets the ball back. Straight ahead run for Corey Kiner, who I think has made a good first impression in this first half. Now, KJ Jefferson has the 1 touchdown in this game. He's 6 for 9, 51 yards. He's run the ball effectively. That's really been Arkansas's best offense so far.
It's been the only real play that's worked well on multiple occasions for Arkansas.
And make no mistake, they're playing a good defense today, but it's been a reasonably slow start for this Arkansas offense. They think they're going to put up big numbers this year. That pass deflected in the air and almost intercepted. McLovern, another good play on the ball.
Hey, I'm not trying to start anything, but go ahead.
Okay, you don't want
I don't want to start it. I'm going to hold it for a minute.
All right, then let's go down to Tiffany.
Hey guys, I got some Cincinnati injury updates for you. Their offensive line taking a hit with Joe Huber going into the locker room. I have not seen him come back out. And then running back Ryan Montgomery, he's now on the bike. He had left, went to the locker room, came back out. They appeared to check out his midsection, but signs appear to be good. He's pedaling on the bike now, guys.
All right, so that's good news. In the pocket, Bryant's going down. He had time and nowhere to go with the ball. Drew Sanders gets his first Arkansas sack, the Alabama transfer.
All right, I am going to do it. Just a question. Would you think about Evan Prater getting some playing time? I mean, he didn't win the battle. I'm not suggesting that, Bryant should be taken out of the game. I'm just saying if there was a battle and maybe changing it up, you don't have any points in the first half, would you have a place for him for a series or two? Just a question.
It's a fair question. Luke Fickell has a strong preference to not have it be a 2-quarterback system. He really wants there to be one primary quarterback, but that's a fair question considering how this first half has gone. The punt and the fair catch by Bryce Stevens. So Arkansas will get the ball back. We've got the highlight of the weekend, a top 5 matchup tonight on ABC at 7:30 Eastern. What a debut for Marcus Freeman. First game as a head coach. Of course, so many ties to Luke Fickell in this Cincinnati program. Number 5 Notre Dame going to the shoe to take on C.J. Stroud and what looks to me to be an almost unstoppable Ohio State offense. Again, 7:30 Eastern on ABC.
Yeah, there you see the 36-year-old is a first-time head coach, has really changed the program in Notre Dame. And tonight, the key, as far as I'm concerned, is can they hang in there the first quarter, take the crowd out of the game, keep Ohio State from making big plays offensively. If they can hang in there in that first quarter, they got a chance to hang around the entire game.
Handoff on first down. Rocket Sanders out to the 35. Well, I think Cincinnati fans have to be pleased so far, replacing all that talent on defense. And the Bearcats defense in this first half has gone toe-to-toe with a big, strong, tough SEC offense and held their own.
Yeah, this was a reputation and pride thing for Cincinnati after the way they were talked about for not holding up against Alabama. There's another play.
Really good play.
Really good play, yeah. You know, and the conversation this week was, well, here comes another big physical SEC team. You can't hold up against them. But Cincinnati defensively has shown, yes, they can, particularly up front inside. Corleone just made, you know, a nice play with his mates there. Taylor also involved, and that defensive line has been a problem for Arkansas.
And Ivan Pace, the older brother of Deshaun Pace, who transferred to play with his brother after being the MAC Defensive Player of the Year last year. He's had a nice first half. Jefferson created some time and found the room to complete that one in coverage. Warren Thompson with the catch for an Arkansas first down.
He's more than just a running quarterback. Out of the pocket, nice touch on the ball, finds his outlet receiver. That's a big-time play. I mean, that's quarterbacking.
Warren Thompson, who began his career at Florida State, they said he had a great camp. They expect him to have a breakout year. Handoff for a gain of 3 on first down with 5 minutes to go until halftime.
Tempo again here for Arkansas. As you mentioned earlier, they like to go fast.
Jefferson from the shotgun. Play fake, keeps it, and Jefferson out to midfield, gets stopped a couple, maybe 3 yards short of the first down by Eric Phillips.
You see an adjustment by Cincinnati defensively for the quarterback run game. They had the strong safety threats out there waiting for KJ Jefferson.
So now third down, Jefferson fakes, throws, and his receiver slipped. Hazelwood went down, and it's incomplete.
That ball was underthrown also. It makes you wonder, is KJ Jefferson feeling it a little bit from those shots that he had last series? We saw him in a little bit of pain on the sideline.
Yeah, there's also the issue. I mean, I know he and Jaden Hazelwood worked a lot this summer and into fall camp, but
yeah, good point.
Some new player on this Arkansas roster.
Good point.
So 4th and 3 and another Razorbacks punt. Tucker's going to let it go over his head. It'll bounce into the end zone for a touchback. So Cincinnati gets the ball back after the 50-yard punt. 7-0. Razorbacks ahead. CC on ESPN. And always remember, get out of the way if those guys are coming for you. Here in Arkansas, Sam Pittman's Razorbacks with the 7-0 lead. Let's ask and answer our Aflac trivia question. November 7th, 2007, record-setting performance. Darren McFadden, Felix Jones, who currently holds the record for most rushing yards in a single game by teammates. And our answer is...
You got an idea? Did you know?
Michael Carter and Javonte Williams. 520 rush yards against Miami a couple seasons ago. Handoff Cincinnati, and they're piling up some rush yards on this play down the right sideline and all the way across midfield. Charles McClellan with the long run for the Bearcats. Under 4 minutes to go once the clock starts rolling again. First half.
And they'll go hurry up after getting a really good block on the edge. Up tempo.
Good trivia question, by the way. McClellan gets another carry. My initial thought was, when there a P. Ryan who had a huge game for Oklahoma.
Yep.
I thought maybe that would be part of the answer, but no.
I'm going to say the question was too hard. Too hard? Too hard for me anyway.
Yeah, it's a good nugget, though. I'm glad
great
to
nugget.
learn the answer.
Yeah.
Miles Montgomery in the game now. 2nd and 6. Bearcats on the move. Bryant play fake, throws it short, and the big hit in the open field. The catch by the tight end Leonard Taylor, but then Miles Slusher put the hit on, and Slusher might have taken the worst of it. He's down.
Yeah, we've talked about how physical this game has been so far. Big hitting, big tackles. Slusher that time coming up, really trying to deliver a blow. I think, was it Leonard Taylor? I think the tight end. Yeah, that's a 255-pound tight end that he slammed into. Good effort. Got his shoulder in there. Tried to keep his head up. But that's a big man, and he got him in powerful area, the thighs.
So Miles Slusher's made a couple really nice plays in this first half for Arkansas. Razorbacks lost some players from their secondary. So Slusher's a guy they're counting on for some big time performance this year. And while they look at Miles Slusher, let's check in with Matt in studio. All right, Matt, we'll look forward to that. Interesting thing that Jim Harbaugh is doing with his quarterback position. And Cade McNamara played well today. It was everybody else on the roster who really played well. A nice performance for the Wolverines.
And then he'll give quarterback number 2 an opportunity next week. And then I guess the idea is to make a choice going into week 3. That's different. First time I've come across any coach handling it that way.
Well, Slusher turned over. I thought he was going to sit up, but I'm not sure. So hopefully Miles Slusher is okay. I mean, look, we sometimes you play up the physical nature of a game, and this one certainly is worthy of that. And you hope everybody comes out of it all right.
Yeah, it's been as physical as any opening week game that I can recall, and certainly any game this weekend. I mean, it's been incredibly physical.
And I think, Rod, you know, the scene, the atmosphere, you're playing an SEC team on the road after losing all that talent. You have that incredible year last year that Cincinnati had, losing in the playoff to a great Alabama team. And the questions were, well, okay, was last year the aberration? Could they keep it? I mean, look, I know it's not even a full half of football, but really in just about every way you could measure, they've gone toe-to-toe with Arkansas.
Yeah, I mean, their pride was really sort of challenged. You know, could Cincinnati be a physical team? Can they stand up to an SEC West team after having trouble with that against Alabama? You see Slusher get up, thank goodness. And they've more than held their own today physically against Arkansas.
Both coaches echoed that sentiment that you're talking about. Look, we always feel like we're the toughest team on the field, and this is a game where we're going to find out because they feel the same way.
Yeah. You know, and people doubted whether Cincinnati could reload after losing 9 players to the NFL. You know, and the top teams, and the argument from Cincinnati was, look, top programs do reload. We're a top program now. But the public kind of doubted that. And right now in this first half, they're showing that they're reloading with a lot of talent. They've had opportunities to be ahead in this ball game, and they've just missed a few of them.
So 3rd and 7 in Arkansas territory. Bryant will throw one over the top to McClellan, who got to that corner, but then got shoved out of bounds. Stopped, I think, a couple, maybe 3 yards short of the first down. This will be interesting for Luke Fickell.
I think that was a 2-play decision on 3rd down. Yeah, and they're lining up for going, and you should. I mean, you're in no man's land here. You punt the ball here, it's very likely you won't get it inside the 10 and go into the end zone. So I like the call. Question is, what do you run here? You haven't had a lot of success running inside. You have had success throwing to your backs out of the backfield and your tight end. Something quick, something to the wide field.
4th and 2. Bryant takes a low snap, rolls right, and delivers right there for a first down. Cincinnati, Will Pauling.
And there it is, just rolling to the wide field. Catch your receiver right out of his break. Good anticipation by Bryant. Didn't waste any time with it. And accuracy. Gave him a chance to catch it and run with it. That's good quarterback play. Give him a chance to turn upfield.
Gino Guidugli, the great former Cincinnati quarterback who's in his first year as the offensive coordinator, calling all the plays. He thinks Will Pauling's got a chance to be a true impact player for Cincinnati. The handoff straight ahead, nowhere to go. Terry Hampton makes the stop.
Well, they need to take a shot at one of the corners here. Even if they get the 3 deep coverage, they've got a chance at that. Now, If they show them the too deep coverage, you want to stay away from it. But if they get a single coverage, whether it's man or zone, they should take a shot at the corners.
And I do think they are happy to let seconds tick off the clock. They don't want Arkansas to have the ball again in this first half. So second down, Bryant in the pocket, plenty of time, still looking, throws across the middle into coverage, knocked away, incomplete. Trying to get it to Trey Tucker.
Yeah, I thought the choice should have been deeper to Scott. He had single coverage in the end zone, and I thought that might have been a better throw, easier throw. You'll see at the top of your screen, beyond where this ball goes, there's another route one-on-one, and instead he goes into the double coverage. Tough throw, tough one to squeeze in there.
Blair got a hand in there. Hudson Clark also there. So now third down, clock stops.
Arkansas does not blitz an awful lot. At least they didn't last season.
Now timeout. Luke Fickell wants to talk things
Cincinnati
over.
has called their first charge timeout of the half. It'll be 30 seconds in late.
Play clock was winding down. So we near the end of the first half of this outstanding matchup, and some of the games still to come. Just a terrific week one. How about Utah going to the Swamp?
Hey, Utah fans, I'm told, are looking at this as the biggest opening game in the history of Utah football. Coming off that Rose Bowl season and a chance to be a playoff team this year, going to the Swamp, they see this as the biggest opening game that the Utes have ever had.
It's hard to disagree. Notre Dame, Ohio State, top 5 matchup. Can Notre Dame find a way to slow down that offense? You got Clemson, you got LSU with Brian Kelly making his debut. Last time Cincinnati didn't score in the first half of a game. They did come back and win against USF in November of 2019. It's been a while.
You probably need 3 or 4 yards, 5 yards probably, if you want to go for a field goal. And Arkansas showing blitz, which they rarely do. And if you're Bryant, you like the matchup on the bottom. You've got Scott against Hudson Clark. If they're blitzing, that's where his eyes need to go.
They show pressure. They bring pressure over the top towards Scott, and he threw it to where Scott wasn't.
Yeah.
Scott broke in. The throw went out.
Yeah. Right idea, right matchup.
Number 10 for Cincinnati is out for the next play because his helmet came off.
Another guy out with a helmet. But yeah, right idea. He got the right matchup, Bryant did. But he and Scott not on the same page, couldn't hook up.
No chance for redemption here for the place kicker, brand new Ryan Coe, the Delaware transfer, who missed a short one earlier in the first half. This one close to 48 yards.
Yeah. I thought they needed 4 or 5 more yards to make it a likely field goal.
He's got a strong leg. Kick is up, and that kick hits the upright and ricochets away. No good.
Just no luck at all in the field goal department for Cincinnati going back to last season. 2 makeable kicks today. Nothing. Coming up empty.
That's a good attitude from the head coach. He's got to be thinking, though, we can't do this again, can we?
Well, and you know, you gotta stay with your kicker and pat him on the back. You're gonna need him. He's gonna have to make some kicks for you, not only today, but the rest of the season. You gotta hang in there with them.
So Sam Pittman's team, Arkansas has all 3 timeouts. 1:14 to go. They started the 30. That's plenty of time to get down into field goal range, or who knows, maybe even better. We'll see. Play fake. Jefferson goes deep left sideline, and it is incomplete. Knocked away. Good coverage there by Jaquan Shepard.
There's that deep ball that Jefferson gives his guy a chance. He puts enough air under it. They don't want to overthrow anybody. We're talking to their offensive coordinator the other day about it, Kendall Briles, and he said, look, we'll take the underthrows. We don't want the overthrows. Give our guys a chance because we got tall receivers.
2nd and 10. Jefferson will run right side. KJ Jefferson gets across the 35. Clock will keep moving. It'll be 3rd down, gain of 7.
If you're Cincinnati, keep your safety in the middle of the field so he can help on deep throws.
3rd down, Jefferson across the middle, complete. That's an Arkansas 1st down out to midfield. Warren Thompson.
How much pressure will Cincinnati bring?
Just a 4-man rush and the throw across the middle through the hands of Knox, who I'm not sure was ready to catch the ball. Incomplete. Clock does stop.
Yeah, the 4-man rush is okay. You know, if you're going to go with 3, you're going to have a problem dropping 8. You're not going to get pressure on this guy. You want to move KJ Jefferson off his spot a little bit. You know, we talked about he's a great deep ball thrower, so you want to force him to stay on the move for the short and intermediate throws. You don't want him sitting in the pocket and taking the shots down the field.
37 seconds to go, 1st half. 2nd and 10. Jefferson hands the ball off. Rocket Sanders. Sanders will not get there, so the clock rolls. Now, Razorbacks have their timeout, so it's not like you can't do that. That's fine. They called the timeout.
Yep.
Arkansas has called their first timeout of the half.
Yeah, it's about how you manage those.
Please reset the game clock
last
to
30 seconds.
3-1.
They've got a couple of timeouts left. We've seen, even this weekend, poor clock management. Final minutes of a half or a game, and Purdue struggled with that on Thursday night.
I mean, you would really expect Arkansas, same coordinator, same head coach, same quarterback, all the experience these guys have had together. You would expect them to handle this kind of situation well.
Yeah, and right now you should be thinking, okay, let's see if we can guarantee ourselves a field goal. And if we can do better than that and get a shot at the end zone, let's do it. Now, watching their kicker pregame, man, we saw Cam Little lighting it up from 52 yards out with like 10 yards to spare. And so he's got a big leg. So it would lead you to think that, you know, you get yourself 7, 8 more yards, you might have a field goal attempt at least in your back pocket.
So we'll see if Jefferson at Arkansas can convert a 3rd, and it's about 1.5 yards really that Arkansas needs, and not force Cam Little to kick a really long field goal. Handoff. Sanders going sideways. He'll turn the corner though. 1st down and more inside the 30, inside the 20, inside the 10. Finally knocked out of bounds. Rocket Sanders. It'll be 1st and goal.
Great speed getting to the edge. Cincinnati lost contain. And there's a guy down. That's Brian Threats for Cincinnati, down around the 4-yard line.
37 yards for Rocket Sanders. Huge play.
He had tremendous block, and then the speed on the edge. You saw Threats. He was the guy out there for contain, but Sanders gave him a little hip and then showed the speed to the outside. Defensively, and you see that they're checking on him, but they also remind him, look, when you've got contained, keep the running back inside.
Arkansas fans were booing him, but Sanders landed right on top of him. I don't think there was anything he was faking about that.
Yeah.
That's just what fans do now. They assume in this kind of situation that a defensive player is going to stall.
Yeah, and you know, that was the subject off season. Part of the new rules about feigning injuries. There's not really a penalty for it. They just, they warn the teams.
All right, so now 22 seconds. You got 2 timeouts. It's 1st and goal from the 5. That means you got lots of options.
Do anything you want. You know, your quarterback run game has been almost unstoppable. So I would think that's your first option down here. You don't have to worry about being tackled in the field of play. You got 2 timeouts. And let's face it, your 235-pound quarterback is a load to handle for your linebackers and defensive backs.
He already has 1 rushing touchdown today. He's going to keep it. No, he's going to jump pass it, and Knox catches it. Touchdown. What a drive and what an end to the first half for the Razorbacks.
Shades of Tim Tebow with the jump pass. Big running quarterback. Slams into the line of scrimmage over and over. You expect him to do it again, and he jumps and throws the ball for a touchdown.
And the guy's 6'5" on the receiving end. I mean, Cincinnati defended that well.
Yeah.
I don't know how you stop that.
Well, sometimes there's not much you can do about a guy who's just bigger, faster, better at the moment. Watch this. You get tight end slipping in there, and you got a guy in position, but the ball is put in the right spot towards the back of the end zone, and he's 6'5", and Trey Knox goes up and gets it. It's a great catch.
Yeah, Deshaun Pace saw what was coming.
Yeah.
And he got a hand in there.
No, Pace did a nice job, but you know, he's 6'1.5", 6'2", against a 6'5" guy where the ball is thrown perfectly away from Deshaun Pace.
Sam Pittman's team goes 7 plays, 70 yards, less than a minute after the missed field goal, second missed field goal of the half for Cincinnati.
Don't you think that really hurts?
It hurts.
If you're Cincinnati, that really hurts. You kept this into a one-possession game, and then in the last minute and a half, you break.
They were on the move thinking we're going to go tie this game up.
Yeah.
And instead they come away with nothing, and Arkansas goes right down the field.
If you're Arkansas, you feel good about the way you're closing out a half. If you're Cincinnati, you're trying to make sure that you mentally don't let that last drive break you.
Bearcats do get the ball to start the second half. Kickoff is going to go into the end zone for a touchback with 17 seconds on the clock. All right, the offensive line, big part of that drive. So let's take a look at Arkansas's offensive line with pocket protection, brought to you by Nationwide.
Yeah, did a tremendous job sealing off inside, and then Sanders using his speed to get to the outside to set up a tremendous end to the drive with the Tebow-esque KJ Jefferson jump pass to Trey Knox. And talk about a 2-minute drill there. That's pretty darn good.
With those 70 yards, Arkansas now has 224 total yards in the first half against a very good defense. Bryant is going to take the snap and just hand it off. A nice hole for Corey Kiner straight ahead. He's done some good running for Cincinnati. First down, I'm not sure the Bearcats are going to be too much more aggressive. We'll see. Well, now they have their own player down, hurting.
Yeah, Kiner grabbed his knee at the end of that run. Now keep in mind that they already have lost Ryan Montgomery, and they came into the game just a little banged up back there. So Kiner was getting more reps probably than they anticipated for this game.
Yeah, and again, there's nothing fake about this. He took a hit right on that knee.
Yeah. And he immediately grabbed it when he rolled over.
I mean, this was a kid who was Mr. Football in the state of Ohio.
Yeah, you hate to see that.
Went to LSU, came back home this year. A very talented sophomore.
Well, he is a guy that many people around the program projected as becoming the lead back for them. He wasn't able to compete as much in camp, had some injuries and had to learn the offense, and folks were estimating that, give it a couple games or so and he probably would be the guy.
And I think the Arkansas fans who are booing him, if they saw the replay that we saw, would realize that hurt.
Yeah.
So 11 seconds on the clock. And Cincinnati is going to just let those seconds wind down, and the first half comes to an end. Well, I thought the Bearcats acquitted themselves very well until the last minute.
I think that's right. I think that last drive really it affected Cincinnati. They have to make sure that they're okay with it in that locker room.
2-touchdown lead for the Hogs. It's halftime. Let's go to Matt, Jesse, and Joey in studio.
To Xfinity Kickoff Week.
And welcome back to ESPN College Football, delivered by Papa John's, part of Xfinity Kickoff Week here in Fayetteville, where we start the second half. 2 top 25 teams, 2 really good physical teams. The Razorbacks of Arkansas have a 14-0 lead, and the end of the first half was big for the Hogs. So before we start, how about our Papa John's game track? These numbers, they look pretty even. They were even more even before that last-minute 70-yard drive for Arkansas.
Yeah, that's not what you see here. The impact of that last drive right before the half, where Arkansas picked up a lot of yards and they got the touchdown. That 2-minute drill was fantastic. Otherwise, this game really has been evenly played by both teams. Cincinnati has missed some opportunities. Its third quarter is going to be really, really big for the Bearcats.
Time of possession, Cincinnati had the advantage. That's not how Sam Pittman usually likes to envision things with his power football team. So the kickoff is going to go into and through the end zone for a touchback. Dave Fleming, Ron Gilmore, Tiffany Blackman, great to have you back with us here in Fayetteville. Interesting game, physical game. How does Cincinnati not just move the ball? They moved the ball okay in the first half. How do they get points on the board?
They missed opportunities. I think Ben Bryant is going to play much better in this third quarter, fourth quarter. I think, the nerves he got through the first half. He missed some throws he'd like to have back. There's no question about it. They had things open. The short passing game, the deep passing game, they had some things there. So I think Cincinnati will calm down a little bit, and they'll get some things going in that regard. They have an issue on the other side, though, because KJ Jefferson is a problem for their defense, running it and also throwing it.
I agree with you. I think there was some stuff there for Ben Bryant and the Cincinnati offense. And he made some impressive throws.
Yep.
He's known for his arm. He's sort of a pro-style pocket passer. He also missed some throws. I mean, there were a couple times where the play was there to be made.
There were 2 deep throws that they missed, that he overthrew receivers, where if he gets them, they have touchdown passes. And then there was the pick thrown across the field from hash mark the sideline, was thrown inside, didn't have a lot on it. That stopped one drive. So if they clean up some things, there's some opportunities for Cincinnati to get back in it.
You saw those numbers. Not exactly a high bar to clear when you talk about downfield 5 yards or more. That's a nice delivery right there for a first down to Will Pauling.
That might have been the most confident throw we've seen from Bryant all day. Got to his drop and threw that confidently with authority right on the numbers.
So first down, Bearcats at their own 40-yard line. Throws that one out to the sideline to Josh Wiley. I think overall Arkansas has defended the Cincinnati tight ends pretty well.
Yeah, they've actually tackled pretty well. I think we've seen them miss tackles on the side of the Cincinnati defense, not as many on the Arkansas defense. And remember, opening week, tackling is an issue for almost every team. You just don't practice it, live tackling in camp.
I showed you number 1, Jalen Catalon, preseason All-American, was hurt midway through last year and missed a good chunk of the year. Here's a deep pass down the right sideline, and again incomplete, and again in a spot where this time Nick Mardner could not catch it.
So that was good coverage that time by McLaughlin. He pinned his receiver against the sideline. Not a lot of room there. So that one you got to get to the defense. That's not on Bryant for not being able to drop that one in there. That was really good coverage.
Arkansas might have found a cornerback. Dwight McGlothern, the LSU transfer, has played really well today. 3rd and 5. Cincinnati started off perfect on their opening drive on 3rd down. Since then, not so perfect.
Blitzing team.
Pressure comes. The throw is right there for a 1st down into Arkansas territory. That was a beautiful throw and catch for Tyler Scott.
Perfect read. Recognized the blitz. Looked for his slot receiver. Running against a safety and gets him perfectly. That's Bryant at his best right there.
So now on 1st down, that pass goes incomplete, trying to hit Scott on the other side of the field. It'll be 2nd down.
I do like Cincinnati coming out and trying to establish Bryant in this 3rd quarter. As you see the number of plays in the opponent's territory, Cincinnati has gotten in there. They just haven't been able to finish drives. They've shot themselves in the foot.
I mean, if you had shown that without the yardage or the points, just said one team had 16 plays across the 50, the other team had 5, you would not expect the team that had 5 to be up 14-0. Bryant throws short middle, wide open, and a good delivery again. Hits Trey Tucker in stride for another Cincinnati 1st down.
Yeah, getting creative. Tucker in the backfield. Bring him out on a little circle route. You got him matched up against the backer. I mean, I like the creativity, the changes you have with Cincinnati here.
I think the Bearcats did a little work in the halftime locker room. Now Bryant throws kind of falling away, but gets the pass there. That's Taylor, the tight end, with the catch. Now there is a flag.
That's going to be a hold on Arkansas.
Play as it stands was about a 5-yard completion, so I would think they'd take the penalty.
Holding defense number 4. The penalty is 10 yards from the previous spot and includes an automatic 1st down.
Look, good anticipation by offensive staff for Cincinnati, using the crossing routes, the circle routes, the quick outs against this defense. It's worked against the man coverage when they see it, and in the zone coverages, you still got a guy trailing to get open here. You got him matched up there. The hold is down the field. You saw it beyond where the ball was thrown.
Penalty was against the defensive back Malik Chavis. Bryant on 1st down takes a hit, throws end zone, and it's incomplete. Scott was wide open.
Yep. Can't miss him. Can't miss him. And if anything, you throw that ball towards the middle of the field a little bit more. You don't need it to be as hot. Look at it. He's wide open, got a lot of room inside. Make it easier for him, and that's a touchdown. They've just missed too many of those today.
And okay, you can say he was about to take a hit, but still, that one you got to deliver on target. 2nd down. Kiner in the backfield. And they'll hand it off to Corey Kiner. Not a whole lot of room straight ahead. Maybe a couple yards down to the 18 to set up 3rd and long.
What does Arkansas do here defensively? They've shown more blitzing today than they did last season. They were one of the teams in the country that blitzed the least amount. And now you've got a 3rd down situation. Feeling good about your secondary? I could see them coming again here. They're showing it.
Receiver in motion on 3rd and 8. Bryant looking right now, back middle, throws short middle. Wiley, the tight end, for the catch, and that move forward got Cincinnati a 1st down.
Good composure by Bryant. Wasn't rattled by the show of the blitz. Kept his composure, waited for his tight end Wiley. And now you got matchups again down on the corners here. Hard to play, a lot of zone and cover a lot of area here when you're spread out like this.
This is where the Bearcats just have not been able to convert. Handoff, no, a fake. Bryant's going to try to run, and That's not his game. He cut it back middle and did actually get some positive yardage there, but you can see why they don't ask him to do that.
Now Bumper Pool ran him down, forced him to turn back inside. And that's what you have Prater for as the other quarterback, where he could make something happen with this. Just not enough speed to threaten you to the edge.
It's got to be a little nerve-wracking for Arkansas fans. You saw Catalan miss the tackle and then land awkwardly, and he's coming off the field. That's their All-American, their captain. And it was a pretty kind of innocuous looking play.
Yeah.
He had the shoulder injury last year.
And missed half the season. Yeah.
Yes. Missed the second half of the year. Never came back. So he comes off the field for 2nd and goal. Cincinnati with the ball first here in the 2nd half, looking to make this a 1-score game if they can punch it in. Kiner straight ahead, touchdown Bearcats. Corey Kiner with his first hometown touchdown. And that was a great start to the 2nd half for Cincinnati.
Yeah, tremendous call there, you know, with that zone blocking. Watch the line slant to the left. Everybody goes that way. Now you got one guy who's got to block for you, and that's Wiley, the tight end. And he does enough to open it up for Kiner to get in. And all of a sudden, Cincinnati is back. We talked about the importance of the 3rd quarter and the opening drive for them.
Well, with that drive, they've now outgained Arkansas for the game. 12 plays, 75 yards. Extra point is up. And that one at least is good. So a kick finally goes through for Luke Fickell's team. They missed 2 field goals in the first half. They make the extra point, and they made it a 1-touchdown ball game.
And all the stuff you talked about at halftime came true. And Cincinnati is right back in it.
And there's nothing quite like an SEC football Saturday. This one to start the year. They are so excited for this season here in Fayetteville. But the Razorbacks, they have their hands full. Cincinnati on the board. It's a 1-touchdown spread. And the kickoff will go into the end zone for a touchback. And let's go down to Tiffany.
Hey guys, when I spoke with Coach Sam Pittman, he told me in this half they've got to get the throwing game going. But then he said it's a fine line. When we hand the ball off and run it, good things are happening. He said we just got to see some more consistency. He said in this 2nd half they want to come out and establish a physical run game, guys.
Yeah, well, they didn't start the game that way. They came out throwing the ball after talking about being physical all week. And now, you know, they haven't dominated Cincinnati physically like I think a lot of the players and the staff thought they might. They thought they had a size advantage. Cincinnati's really hung in there with them, particularly on defense.
By the way, we're thrilled to have Tiffany Blackman as a part of our crew this year.
Yeah, yay Tiff.
First possession of the 2nd half for Arkansas, and Cincinnati kind of stretches that play out so that multiple defenders can come and help make the play. The tackle right around that line of scrimmage.
You called it. Taj Ward, 15, did a great job of containment, staying on the edge, forcing everything inside, and let his mates come in and make the tackle.
Yeah, and Ivan Pace may get credit for that tackle. He's going to get a lot of tackles this year, I think. Rocket Sanders, a little misdirection there, but Cincinnati read it well. So another couple yards, but it'll be 3rd down and maybe 6. So the Bearcats have a chance to get a quick stop here. The pass across the middle, and that's Trey Knox, and that will be good enough for a 1st down.
Trey Knox is big enough to where it doesn't matter if you're trying to stop him. He'll fall down for the 1st down at 6'5". And about 245.
They think he's poised to have a big year. Converted wide receiver. He's gotten bigger and stronger. And another misdirection play. Great ball handling by Jefferson, and then the broken tackle along the sideline to cut inside. Still running inside the 40. That's the freshman. He's a true freshman. They think he's got a chance to be a great player. Rashad Dubinion.
Illegal substitutions, defense. The 12th player did not get off the field. The penalty is declined. Results of the play is a first down.
And he did it against 12 defenders.
Yeah, and Arkansas did not even want to have that announced. They wanted to go. They were trying to go fast, so they feel like they've been penalized by not being able to go as fast after that play.
And they have so many good ball carriers on this team. We'll see how much action Dubinion can get. I think that's a backwards pass. Hornsby, the backup quarterback, is going to take off. And he's also a track star. He got away from a couple would-be tacklers and got an Arkansas first down. You can see how that play is so hard to defend.
Yeah, how about his stride, the beautiful stride of Hornsby. You can see why they were already talking about him as an NFL prospect as a wide receiver. He's dynamic with the football. You saw it right there.
And they defended the pass well with him getting that backwards pass from Jefferson. But then, okay, then trying to get him down if he takes off is a whole different challenge.
Now remember, he tried to transfer but then changed his mind, and Pittman said, sure, but you're going to play a lot of wide receiver.
Jefferson hands off, and this is Dubinion, the freshman again. Upended across the 20-yard line down to the 19.
This is prime KJ Jefferson territory. He told us yesterday he knows when to take over a game. He knows when to make a play, when to run over a guy, when to juke a guy.
Jefferson will keep it, and he didn't have a chance to do either there because he kind of got tripped up in the backfield, got maybe a yard. Dante Corleone, who's a really talented young player on the inside.
6'2", 320-pound defender.
The run direction up the middle. Cincinnati has more than held their own. Outside, Razorbacks have had some success.
Trouble containing the edge.
3rd down and 7. Jefferson in the pocket. Pressure comes. He throws, and it's caught. What a catch! And a collision at the goal line. Touchdown. Jaden Hazelwood, his first Arkansas touchdown.
Again, giving his receiver a chance. That ball isn't overthrown. It's underthrown. He knows that Jaden Hazelwood at 6'3", 215 can jump and come back and get the ball. He leaves it short to give him a chance. Again, the word at Arkansas is we don't want the long foul balls. We'll take the underthrow, give the receivers a chance, and you saw it right there.
Well, that was beautiful. Jaden Hazelwood, who was Oklahoma's leading receiver last year. KJ Jefferson, he took the lead on recruiting Hazelwood once he decided to transfer, and I think those two are going to hook up a few times this year.
They told him, if you come here, we're going to make beautiful music. We'll make touchdowns. And promise kept opening week.
College Football Playoff on ESPN.
And of course, big news this week, huge news officially yesterday that the College Football Playoff in a couple of years will be expanding by a lot.
It's going to impact the game dramatically. It's going to, I think, be great for the fans. There'll be more interest nationwide, I think, following teams trying to stay alive for the playoff. And who knows when it's going to begin? That's sort of up in the air.
If you're a program like Arkansas and you got to play in the SEC West, it gives you a little margin for error.
Yep.
Razorbacks up by 2 touchdowns after the impressive drive. Kick return. The dangerous Trey Tucker out across the 25, close to the 30. Well, it was a great answer from Arkansas's offense.
Yeah, the last drive they talked about getting the passing game together. How about just a little screen off a couple of fake misdirection things to get them set up, and then come right back with, hey, we're going to do a double pass. No, we're not. Malik Hornsby is athletic enough to set us up for this. You get Hazelwood making a tremendous catch on a ball intentionally thrown short by his quarterback, KJ Jefferson.
I mean, you think about most of the big plays for Arkansas, the attempted double pass there, the jump pass near the end of the first half for a touchdown, even that one to Hazelwood. Cincinnati has had them well defended.
Yeah, I think that's right.
But Arkansas just too talented at some spots. Bryant's going deep left sideline and caught perfect pass and catch along the sideline, Tyler Scott. So the passing game is ramping up now for Cincinnati.
On the money. Listen, we talked about it in the first quarter. The matchup against the corners, those are good matchups for Cincinnati. They've just missed on them. They got that one. They missed too many in the first half.
That one was 30 yards. Now on first down, the handoff straight ahead, Charles McClelland. Cincinnati well into Arkansas territory.
Bryant just drops this ball in perfectly to Scott. And this is what they need. You get a couple more throws like that, they'll be back in it, can hang in this game. The matchups on the outside, when they get man or they get the 3-deep look, they can work against that.
So now there's an Arkansas player down. Is that Catalon again? Had he come back on the field? And now, nope, that's not. That's Johnson, Jaden Johnson, who might have been the guy to come in for Catalon, at least one of them, who would take some extra snaps.
And that's a secondary that, if you saw on that last throw, they've had some trouble with the deep ball today. But Cincinnati just hasn't hit them.
Well, and think about no Slusher.
Yep.
Who's hurt. No Catalon now. Now Jaden Johnson goes out.
Yep.
Talking about some of their depth. It's not the deepest position on this roster, starting to erode away. 2nd and 5. See if Cincinnati keeps on attacking that secondary. Bryant down the middle of the field. He's got his man wide open. Touchdown. It's exactly what they did. Nick Mardner. Touchdown Bearcats.
And it was no contest right off the line of scrimmage. Mardner was locked up in press man with Bishop, the corner, and beat him off the line of scrimmage. We've been talking about the matchups. Left side of your screen, it'll show up for you in a hurry. Mardner beats his corner Bishop badly off the line of scrimmage, and what a great throw by Bryant. This time he gave it air. He gave his receiver a chance. He led him to the middle of the field because he was open. Perfectly executed.
Well, that didn't take long for Cincinnati to answer. 3 plays, 71 yards. Mardner's first Bearcats touchdown, the Hawaii transfer. He put up a lot of numbers for Hawaii last year. Extra point up, and that one is good. So Cincinnati championship medal. They're not going anywhere today.
No quitting the Bearcats. And when you get matchups like this and your quarterback is feeling it and he gives his receiver a chance. Mardner, 6'4", didn't even have to jump up there. Beat his man badly, and the Bearcats, they're back in it again.
You can imagine how excited they're getting now, getting closer and closer to kickoff. 7:30 Eastern tonight on ABC. Top 5 matchup, Notre Dame and Ohio State. What a terrific game that is from Columbus.
That's going to be a great atmosphere also, like we have here today.
Hope they have something left. They were there early this morning for game day. Cincinnati has scored twice on 2 possessions here in the second half. A kick return for Arkansas. And not a lot of room. That's not going to be great field position. A.J. Green decided to bring it out. Now penalty flags are thrown on that kick return. Back another look at that touchdown.
Yeah, when you're in press coverage, you're up there, you have to get your hands on the receiver and redirect him. Otherwise, it's a free release and you are chasing, and you cannot chase. You don't have deep help. So the defensive back fraternity, and I'm part of that. I played that spot.
Holding return team number 17. The penalty is half the distance from the end of the run. It'll be first down Arkansas.
When you are up there, you have to get your hands on the receiver. If not, the receiver will celebrate and the band will play, and that receiver will get to bang the drum because you didn't get your job done. Get your hands on the receiver when you're in press coverage.
Oh, Ben Bryant's gotten hot here in the second half. 2 for 2 on those long passes for 66 yards and now a touchdown. He's led 2 touchdown drives since coming out of the locker room.
Yeah, and they've taken the crowd out of this with the touchdown pass and then the bad decision and penalty on the kick return. It's getting very quiet in here.
Cincinnati defense has a chance here for a stop and some good field position. Arkansas begins at their own 8. So this is a big sequence here in this game. 6:44 to go, third quarter. KJ Jefferson, the ball's on the ground. He and his running back collided. The ball's loose. Bearcats think they have it. No signal yet. And it's Cincinnati ball.
Wow. You talk about a bad streak. You give up a touchdown pass, poor execution, and then you have a bad decision to return a kick. You get a penalty, and then on the first play for your offense, bad snap, quarterback can't handle it. You can't get on it. You got 3 guys around it. Cincinnati is in business.
Yeah, it was less a collision between the 2 guys as Sanders ran right into the ball. That low left snap.
Yeah, I mean, he had no idea the ball was on the ground. He's just running his path on that running play, and now Cincinnati first and goal from the 3-yard line.
3 yards away from probably tying this game.
Oh, heavy formation. 3 tight ends.
They'll pitch it. A penalty flag, though. And that one, if that's against the Bearcats, that's huge. It is. That's going to be a false start.
Yeah, you can't have that.
Offense, number 11, 5-yard penalty. It remains first down.
Why are you in such a hurry?
Can't be. No. You got extra tight ends. You're loaded up. You know the snap count. Our 3rd guy in from the left side. No reason.
Yeah, Leonard Taylor definitely jumped.
And it changes your play call. It changes everything down here now. Important for Cincinnati to have a good first down play.
Gives Arkansas some hope, trying to get a stop. Bryant handoff, another flag thrown, and Kiners wrestled to the ground quickly.
I think another false start. Yeah.
Wow.
Listen, I don't think this was crowd noise. It wasn't that loud down there as far as I could tell.
Especially not for the
Illegal
first
formation. Offense, more than 4 players in the backfield at the snap. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
That's just a bad formation.
Yeah. No excuse.
When you have the ball at the 3-yard line, first and goal, trying to tie the game, momentum on your side, feeling great, and now it's first and goal from.
Yeah. Now, if I'm Arkansas defensively, I want to protect my corners. You know, I've been beaten lately in man coverage. They struggle. They haven't. Cincinnati didn't hit all the ones that they could, but I want to protect them a little bit, give them a little safety help down here. The man-to-man on this trips is a bit of an issue. Crossing routes, you can get mixed up here. Play zone down here if you're Arkansas.
Now it's definitely loud. All right, they got a playoff without a flag. Bryant throws, and it is juggled, and I think it was caught by Tucker. And now another official comes in and says no.
Ball on the field is an incomplete pass. Second down.
I think that's the right call. You see from this angle, does he have control going to the ground and complete it? No. Good call. Good call.
Well, it's going to be second and goal from the 13, and it will get louder.
And I like the fact that Arkansas played zone on that first play. They did not go man-to-man. Again, those matchups have not been good on the outside for them when they go man.
Another flag, and this time they took too much time.
Wow.
Play of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
Luke Fickell told us that he felt like he hadn't prepared his team for the playoff game in that environment, and that they would do a better job of it this week. And they have, for the most part, except for this critical situation. They've been a little bit undisciplined down here, and now the crowd is into it.
I would say they are. Bryant throws short, and it's caught, but the tackle at the 15. Tyler Scott with the catch. It's going to be third and goal. They had first and goal from the 3. It'll be third and goal from the 15.
You can just hear Cincinnati fans all over the place pounding their head. How did we go from 1st and 3 to this? Arkansas. Defensively, be patient. Stay in the zone coverage.
Pressure picked up. Bryant zings one in there, and they get back to where they started. I mean, it was a nice pass, a good catch by Tucker. It'll be 4th and goal from the 3, and Luke Fickell, I mean, he's not sending the field goal kicker out there.
Wow.
So how about this?
Wow, that's gutsy. It's early. You're still in the 3rd quarter. You can kick a field goal, but you know what? I don't blame him. Their field goal kicking has not been anything that he's been able to trust. I get it. Ordinarily, I'd say, you know what, kick your field goal, plenty of time left in the game, but when you have no confidence in your kicking team, might as well go for it.
Play clock, down under 5, down under 2, and they didn't get the play off. I don't think they did.
No. Officials agree with you.
Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
You want to give the fans an assist on that one?
I will give them a big assist. So you wanted to come open your season on the road in the SEC.
Listen, win or lose, this is going to help Cincinnati for the rest of the season.
They were assessed 20 yards of penalties on 4 different penalties after they took over at the 3, 1st and goal.
That is just losing your composure at a critical time.
Now 26 yards for Ryan Coe, who's missed 2 field goals already. This kick is up, and that one's not missed. It's perfect, right up and through. So for the Bearcats, after all of that, they did get 3 points out of it.
Think about where we are. We had Arkansas go through a series of mistakes that led to Cincinnati getting back in the ball game. Poor coverage, touchdown pass, and then a poor decision on a kickoff return, followed by a penalty, followed by a fumble. And then we have Cincinnati come out, and they fall apart when they have a chance to get a tying touchdown. So really right now, it's which team gathers itself the best and plays with some composure going forward. That's really the issue right now.
Well, we were given an assist to the fans for that error in operation. The student section, the Taco Bell Live Más Student Section of the Year contest has returned. To celebrate, Taco Bell will be providing rewards to students all season long. What do they nickname the student section here?
I don't know.
The Trough.
Do you know that they teach all freshmen during orientation to call the hogs? All 8,500 of them, they learn it 500 students at a time in an auditorium. It takes them about half an hour to make sure they all get it down right, and then they roll to the next 500. Although, you know, most people in these parts learn to call the hogs by the time they're 10.
Yeah, I think most students who come here already know the deal. Kickoff into the end zone. And this will be a touchback. Well, tomorrow and Monday, we got 2 more great college football matchups for you. Tomorrow, Sunday, Brian Kelly, his coaching debut at LSU. And I think everybody in the SEC is just fascinated to see how the whole thing's going to go. Not just tomorrow, but going forward, it'll be LSU and Florida State. 7:30 on ABC.
I think that's going to be a surprisingly good game. I think Florida State might be finally getting somewhere near where they used to be. Remember, they had offensive line trouble for the longest. They may have plugged that a little bit. How about Clemson, Georgia Tech?
Clemson, can DJ Uiagalelei have a better year? He was not very good last year, frankly.
That defense is going to be nasty.
Nasty. Good luck, Yellow Jackets, in that one on Monday. Play fake and a little dump pass to Trey Knox, the tight end, who can move across the 35. So here comes Arkansas. Another Cincinnati helmet comes off. I mean,
I really think that is
plays a first down for Arkansas, number 5.
a chin strap issue. That's just too many guys not wanting to wrap it up as tight as possible, and it coming apart when you take a hit.
I mean, one of your best players has to come off the field. Handoff, Sanders, Not much room there. Straight ahead for a yard, maybe 2 on first down.
You know, players are always struggling with that line between comfort and safety. You know, safety, they want you to buckle up the chin strap as tight as possible, and you're trying to be a little bit comfortable, and so you might let that go a little bit, and unfortunately it results in helmets coming off and guys missing plays.
2nd and 8. I don't think this was a designed quarterback run, but KJ Jefferson runs anyway, and Shepard, who came back in after getting his helmet fixed, came up with a tackle to be 3rd down.
Smart decision to go low on a 235-pound quarterback.
Because he'll run you over if you don't.
Yeah, he will.
This big 3rd down play for Arkansas. And they need close to 5. Jefferson in the pocket, throws over the top, and it is incomplete, but 2 different penalty flags thrown. Trying to hit the running back Sanders out of the backfield. Deshaun Pace, Javon Hicks both were there.
Defense number 20.
They'll call Pace.
15-yard penalties enforced from the previous spot and includes an automatic first down.
Yeah, you see the left hand grabs the shoulder pad, pulls it. It's impeding the receiver. You know, you can have a little contact, but when you impede him and intentionally try to keep him from catching the ball, that's when the flag comes out.
Yeah, Cincinnati sideline was unhappy, but when you watch that replay, that was a penalty.
Look, I never, hardly ever find pass interference, but that was clear to me.
The former DB club, it's a tight-knit group.
Never admit it.
Ever. Under 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Really good game here. 21-17 Arkansas. Looked like maybe they were just going to blow Cincinnati out after a couple things went against the Bearcats. Not the case at all. Jefferson throwing again, throws it short, and it's caught, but the throw was low, so Sanders, who had a lot of room in front of him, falls down.
Yeah, if that's on target, Sanders is still running.
Maybe that pressure in KJ Jefferson's face just enough for Cincinnati there. Jefferson steps forward like he was going to run, then was going to try to pass, then decides, nope, I want to do that. Inside the 35, down to the 32.
If the sense, you get the feeling KJ Jefferson wants to take over. Wants to take over the game. He knows that this drive is important.
2nd year as the full-time starter for Arkansas. Very confident young man. KJ Jefferson, there's no doubt in my mind, you and I saw Arkansas last year, the year before, there's no doubt in my mind that he can be one of the best players, quarterbacks in all of college football.
I think that's right. And he has a chance to have a special season.
He'll hand it off. Sanders squirts through. Sanders inside the 15, down to the 13. And that'll put him over 100 yards for the game.
Yeah, it was a really good block getting on the linebackers for Cincinnati, allowing Sanders to find some room inside. Man, they're going fast. This up-tempo is quick.
Timeout Cincinnati. They were going so fast, Luke Fickell needed to stop things.
It's 30 seconds in length. This is the first of the half.
So we've got a timeout here in Fayetteville, and while we do, let's check in studio with Matt Berry. Well, that's a big game for Houston. Obviously, Houston and Cincinnati are so closely aligned now in the same conference and will stay in the same conference when those two move to the Big 12, and they're considered the 2 favorites there last year in the American.
Yeah, they've battled the last couple of seasons and will continue that battle when both programs move over to the Big 12.
The overall numbers pretty darn even here in Fayetteville. 2:18 to go, 3rd quarter. Arkansas trying to expand their 4-point lead. Out of the timeout. Time of possession still in favor of the Bearcats. A lot of the scoring strikes for the Razorbacks have happened fast.
Yeah, I think you've got to roll the dice defensively if you're Cincinnati. You got to bring a little pressure here. You just can't let Arkansas dictate down here.
Jefferson and Sanders in the backfield. It's Sanders who gets tackled right around the line of scrimmage. Good stop there.
Yeah, they brought the linebackers a good run blitz and tried to make sure they clogged up the inside. Pace doing a tremendous job. So now you've got a 2nd and long. So now you can sort of take stock of things defensively, decide if you want to go maybe play a little zone, but blitz, so you're playing zone behind it. Figure that this is KJ Jefferson territory if you're an Arkansas fan. How to keep the ball in his hands.
Ivan Pace, love his story. He goes off the field for this play. Hazelwood came in motion. Play fake. The throw behind the receiver, and Jefferson unhappy with himself there.
He should be.
Thompson.
He missed that badly. He had Thompson inside easily. Thompson got inside of the corner, showed Jefferson his numbers. Hey, hit me on the numbers. It's a touchdown. This is wide open. Wow.
So we'll see if that looms large. Hey, he's cramping, I think, or something like that. Maybe that impacted the throw.
Maybe. If you're Cincinnati, you have to lay back and play zone with these tall receivers. You don't want to be up on them. You want to see the ball and be able to react.
They don't look like they're laying back here. Just an all-out pressure. Jefferson on the move. Jefferson to the end zone, incomplete. KJ Jefferson, that's 2 erratic throws, and he's limping around a little bit.
He's definitely limping.
It'll be 4th down. Field goal team's coming out.
I think you're onto something with the cramping impacting him, because he is limping, and his accuracy on the last 2 throws just really off. First time this ball game we've seen him miss that badly. This one's not even close. Good coverage.
Maybe he just
chucked it. Yeah. But on the previous throw, he was suffering cramps, and he missed badly on that throw.
So Cam Little's field goal try is up. And from 32 yards out, it is good. So Arkansas back up by a touchdown, 24-17.
This guy, Cam Little, has a leg. This one is true. And like I said, we saw him in warm-ups. Drilling them from 52 yards would have been good in warm-ups, from a good 58, 59. It could come into play late in this game.
Very well could. Freshman All-American kicker last year. So Arkansas's offense moves down the field, but they have to settle for 3. First field goal of the game for the Razorbacks. KJ Jefferson. It looks to be okay. I mean, I'm not a doctor. I'm not down there, but it does appear to be some sort of cramping issue.
Well, it's been a rough day for him. Remember, he took a lot of hits in the first half and had some sort of an upper body issue that bothered him, and now it seems to be lower body. It's been a long, hot day. Listen, we've talked about the hitting and how physical this game has been. It really has been as physical as any football game opening weekend I can recall.
See, now you're sounding like a coach with the upper body, lower body thing.
Because I'm not sure where it is.
That's what we get from these coaches all the time now.
Yep.
Touchback. After the field goal, Cincinnati will get the ball back, and another check-in studio with Matt. Well, the Pac-12 certainly will be hoping for a better showing than the Ducks put forth today. First pass from Cincinnati incomplete as they start their drive.
What a beatdown.
Yeah, Bo Nix against Georgia. That's a bad mix.
Well, you know, the history sort of led you to believe that Bo Nix would struggle against this Georgia team. He had faced them 3 times, had not played well against them. And this Georgia defense is probably going to be as good as the last couple of years. So not a surprise, just a surprise that the beatdown is that bad.
Utah, I think a much better chance to show up tonight in Gainesville. Final 2 minutes of the third quarter here. Bryant across the middle. Man, Ben Bryant is feeling so much more confident now. That's the tight end Josh Wiley, another Cincinnati first down.
Yeah, he took his time and went from his first to second to third receiver and threw a bullet.
So 1st and 10 outside their own 40. Bryant takes a monster hit. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he
the
did.
pass is incomplete. He got up. That was Eric Gregory.
All 303 pounds of Gregory. Just watch the hit here and full body on him.
Oh,
that hurts, and he's going to feel that tomorrow. You know, that I think he knew that was coming, and he shortened his stride a little bit. You see the accuracy was way off.
I don't blame him on that one. Handoff. That's Kiner, and Corey Kiner gets stopped after a gain of maybe 2. It'll be 3rd and long.
Well, you're not going to get the matchup you want on the outside 3rd and long. They're going to protect the corners a little bit. So you're thinking in terms of your matchup with the slot guys, crossing routes. That's what you'll get. Just your best possibility here if you can protect your quarterback.
Arkansas might have jumped. A flag is thrown. This could be a free play for Ben Bryant in Cincinnati. The heave downfield, and another penalty flag is thrown. It's incomplete. So now you might have 2 against the Razorbacks, and that second one might be really damaging.
Yeah. Brini took a shot at the receiver, and I think that was Mardner, while the ball was in the air.
Latavius Brini, the Georgia transfer. One of the last healthy bodies in that Arkansas secondary. We know what the first penalty is.
There is no foul for pass interference. Offside, defense, 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
Okay, so the second penalty flag was picked up. It's just the offsides. It'll be another 3rd down play coming.
Well, then they had to decide that the ball wasn't in the air when he made contact down there, because there was clearly contact. And you'll see there's a offside penalty, the upper part of the screen there. Another hit on Bryant.
3rd and 3 from close to midfield. Taylor, the tight end, came in motion. Bryant in the pocket. He's going deep again. He's got his man. He underthrew it, but it's completed anyway. First down, Cincinnati. That's the tailback, Charles McClellan.
Gave him a chance. He didn't overthrow him. You see the adjustment from Bryant. He missed those throws in the first half. Took something off of it. Gave McClellan the chance.
And it is a big play. I think on that one, if you hit him in stride, he's going to the end zone. Bryant now is going to the turf, and his helmet flies off. So the sack for the Arkansas defense will be the final play of quarter number 3.
Third quarter. Timeout.
Ben Bryant played a lot better in that quarter, but he paid the price.
Yeah, he did. He took some hits, and that last play was another one. But hey, he's shown his toughness today, and you're right, not a good first half for him, but this third quarter, he showed you the kind of quarterback he can be.
Yeah, we had a lot of action. Cincinnati got the ball first out of the locker room. Corey Kiner with the first touchdown. The quick answer, what a delivery from Jefferson to Hazelwood. And Cincinnati came back, and Arkansas field goal finished off the scoring. It's 24-17. Well, we start the fourth quarter, and because the helmet came off Ben Bryant, Evan Prater is in at quarterback. After the sack and the loss of 12, it's 2nd and 22. So the redshirt sophomore Prater, who's got so much speed and athleticism, and you can see it just even in a quick burst there, gets ahead close to the 25-yard line. And now Ben Bryant will come back in the game. Drew Sanders made the tackle.
We talked about that in the first half as to whether there was a place for Prater and his legs in this game.
Well, he did a nice job there. Third down, still long though. 15 for the Bearcats. Down by a touchdown on the road. Bryant throws a screen pass with blocking ahead. McClellan cuts it upfield. Broke a tackle inside the 10. Dives for the pylon and no signal. I guess he was out of bounds just inside or around the 1. Now there's a penalty flag down back at the line of scrimmage.
Perfect call. Screen with blocking in front.
Holding offense number 74. Wow. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
That is Jeremy Cooper, left guard.
What a huge penalty that is. Luke Fickell's unhappy with that call.
Yeah, that will not only negate setting up a touchdown, this will put them out of field goal range, at least for the moment.
Well, it was just the perfect call and executed beautifully except for the hold.
Left side of your screen, 74 out in front.
Well, we just never could see it.
You want to make sure you at least give yourself a chance at a field goal. You need 10 yards or so.
Bryant, plenty of time, throws middle, and he throws it very high. He had McClellan there open, and that would have given him a better chance at a field goal if you completed that one. Instead, it sails incomplete. 4th and 24. All right, let's see. Did he get him?
Yeah, reaching up. Didn't need to. He's going to miss it. Very little touch, but still didn't need to because let your running back go one-on-one and see what happens.
And when you just grab the jersey out of the open like that, you're going to get penalized.
You're going to get flagged, yeah. And you didn't even get a good block out of it. You didn't hold to help the play at all.
This will be a 53-yard field goal try if they actually try it.
Be cautious of a block here. He doesn't necessarily get the ball up quickly. Didn't look like it in warm-ups.
Another flag. They committed a delay a game penalty.
Kicking team. 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
In this second half, and you can read the lips. You don't have to be a master lip reader to see what Luke Fickell just said, and I agree with him. And that's just sloppy.
Yeah. Well, they've had their share, more than their share, of sloppiness in this second half, which has cost them points.
A very even keel. I mean, he's an intense guy, but a very even-keeled coach typically on the sideline. He's hot. The penalties in those big spots for the Bearcats in the second half have been really important. So now the punt team out there when we thought that they might be inside the 1, trying to pin Arkansas deep, and they will. Now there's another penalty flag back near the line of scrimmage. Mason Fletcher did an excellent job there with that punt, but it might be against Cincinnati, so this one might be negated.
Yeah, wasted a great effort by Mason Fletcher. He held that ball to let his cover guys get down there before he kicked it.
Illegal formation, kicking team. Number 7 was not on the line of scrimmage. The 5-yard penalty is enforced in the previous spot. Repeat 4th down.
And now they're not even getting lined up properly on a punt.
Yeah, these are just details. You know, maybe you're a little hot, a little tired, a little fatigued, and you're not paying attention to details. But it's the little stuff that has really hurt Cincinnati in this second half. Lining up wrong a couple times, false starts. And it's cost them at least 7 points, maybe possibly 10.
And we'll see. Maybe Mason Fletcher can bail him out here and do that again, because that was just about as good as you could do it. It's not the total yardage, it's the number of penalties and when they were committed that has really been tough.
That's right.
Still a long way to go in this one. It's only a 1-touchdown difference. All right, Fletcher's going to wait again, end over end again. Fair catch signal inside the 10. So that was a good job, not quite as spectacular, but still a good job. Arkansas will get the ball back. But first, we'll step aside and come back to Fayetteville after this 4th quarter football in a 1-touchdown game. Brought to you by Xfinity. KJ Jefferson, the captain, the Arkansas quarterback. Statistically, Rod, not spectacular numbers, but a lot of great execution.
He's made big plays when they had to be made. Touchdown passes, Hazleton, also to Knox, running for one. When they had chances, he delivered for them.
They need him to deliver here. They're up by a touchdown, 13.5 minutes to go in the game, and pinned deep in their own territory. That's A.J. Green, some fresh legs, the sophomore running back from Tulsa, for a gain of 5.
Remember, there's a lot at stake for both these teams in this game. Arkansas, a trendy pick, looking for a special season. A win here would really keep the momentum going for them.
I mean, they played the hardest schedule in college football last year and won 9 games anyway. So there's a reason they are picked to be a contending team.
And if Cincinnati were to win this game, I'm not certain they can't run the table. And that would put them right back in the playoff discussion again this season.
So a big 13 minutes here in Fayetteville. That pass complete to Matt Landers. Now Jefferson takes a hit and is driven down, and he did well to hang on to the ball. How about Ivan Pace in his Cincinnati debut? Man, has he played well.
Overlooked coming out of high school. Great high school player. His brother was heavily recruited. He wasn't. Wound up at Miami of Ohio. Starred there and came over this season to play with his brother and to show folks what he can do. He's a prospect, man. He's a player.
Well, what is he, maybe 5'9"? They list him at 6 feet tall. He's not that. He's not really even close to that. He had 6 sacks in 1 game.
Yeah, he's just a really good football player. I don't think his height really matters when it comes to what he does on the field.
I agree. A big play there. Jefferson pressured again, and KJ Jefferson goes down. Now it's not a safety. The helmet flies off again for Jaquan Shepard. Jefferson was stopped at the 1, so that's where they'll give him forward progress. It takes a lot to get KJ Jefferson down, and Shepard did it.
Yeah, tremendous job by Shepard. Corner blitz.
Play with his helmet off.
Helmet should not come off like that. But he makes a tremendous play. I mean, wrestling down a 235-pound quarterback, awesome.
The helmet came off in the celebration.
Yeah, he shook his head and the helmet. That should never happen.
Ever. They need him on the field. He's one of their best players.
But again, failure to buckle up is costing these guys some time on the field.
So now 3rd and 29. Arkansas back at their own 2. Jefferson pressured by Pace, gets away. He's going to throw middle, and it is caught. Now well short of a first down, but that at least is a little cushion for the Razorbacks. Trey Knox with the catch. It'll be 4th down. They're going to punt, but it's a much better scenario now.
Yeah, I'm impressed with how well Jefferson has thrown on the move. Forced out of the pocket, keeps his eyes down the field, finds his release receiver. He's done a good job of that.
That's a big play. You don't have to punt from your 2. You complete that, and you get it out close to the 25.
It's a field position throw there. You give your offense a chance to kick it away. You give your defense a chance to be in a good spot.
Max Fletcher, Cincinnati had to rush a player off the field. They almost had too many men on the field. This one is returnable, and that's a really good return man. Tucker straight ahead. Tucker into Arkansas territory down inside the 40. So a 40-yard punt, but a 25-ish yard return. And Cincinnati is in a good position here, down only 7.
He needs more touches.
Well, you got Utah, Florida still to come, and that one will start soon. They'll take over when we're finished here on ESPN. Notre Dame, Ohio State tonight over on ABC. Florida State, LSU tomorrow. Monday night, Clemson and Georgia Tech.
You know, Anthony Richardson of Florida is already considered a first-round draft pick at quarterback. He hasn't played a full season yet.
A lot of buzz about his performance in fall camp. Handoff and tackled from behind. So a nice play by the Arkansas defense to pull Charles McClellan down. Cincinnati goes backwards on first down.
Zach Williams has been a handful inside. Watch him on the edge there as he comes down inside quickly, chasing this thing down. Excellent speed. Excellent quickness off the edge.
They don't really have a classic pass rusher on this Arkansas team. They got a bunch of those guys who can bounce in and out, and a big hit on the quarterback. The ball's out. Razorbacks scoop it up. Jordan Dominic comes away with the ball. And I think he's the guy who jarred it loose too.
I don't think there's any doubt. Ben Bryant's hand was not coming forward. That's a fumble. Not an incomplete pass. That's a fumble. You see it here. That hand never starts forward. Big hit. Great job. Dominic puts him in perfect position.
ESPN College Football is delivered by Papa John's and the all-new Papa Bowls. No crust, all toppings. Try one for yourself at Papa John's.
Now Sam Pittman, maybe the most popular man in the state of Arkansas. He is making friends every day on campus here in Fayetteville, and he's making friends with the way his team is playing. What an amazing turnaround. 2 years in a row, Razorbacks didn't win an SEC game before Pittman took over. 2 full SEC seasons without a conference win.
He just fits this place perfectly.
The call was reviewed and it stands. Hazelwood gets the pitch, and Hazelwood with that blazing speed into Cincinnati territory. What a sequence. The big punt return. Bearcats had it in Arkansas territory, down just a touchdown in the 4th quarter, and a couple plays later, the sack, the strip, the fumble recovery. Arkansas is going to try to put the game away.
Yeah, the sack strip was huge.
What a play by Jordan Dominic. KJ Jefferson to the tight end. Knox, who got a block down the sideline. Touchdown. And I think the Bearcats are just stunned by what's happened in the last few minutes.
Yeah. But listen, besides KJ Jefferson, Trey Knox has been the most outstanding player today. He's made play after play. And on that one, man, did he show you his speed at 6'5", 245. And that was just a check down. But he gets a great block, and he was off to the races.
That's where he looks like the converted wide receiver.
Yeah.
I mean, he's big and strong now. Extra point is up and good.
Great job by Jefferson being patient, not forcing the ball down the field. And there you see just a little check down, a little late release outside by Trey Knox, and then gets a tremendous block on the edge. And that's all he needed. Great speed. Safety couldn't come over and help.
And that's where Ketron Jackson should get some credit. You don't have to pancake the guy, just get in the way.
Get in the way.
What a big play for Sam Pittman's team. I think he was popular before. He's going to be getting hugs all over the place.
He told us that it was equally important for the fans that Arkansas play well and keep the momentum going, because this fan base has been so excited and waiting for the start of this season after what they did last year.
You and I were there in Tampa when they beat Penn State. They hadn't won a New Year's Day bowl game in what, almost 20 years, something like that.
They beat Texas A&M last year. They beat LSU. They took Alabama down to the wire. And this team, Sam Pittman said it himself, this is his best team. It's the biggest, fastest, strongest team he's had in his 3 years.
Cincinnati still not out of it. 9.5 minutes to go, but the Bearcats, some of these mistakes have just been crippling.
Yeah.
So the touchback, Cincinnati will get the ball back, and we'll phone the studio and talk to Matt Berry. Well, they got some work to do, Rob, but Billy Napier, he is a really smart coach.
Yeah, he is. And he's got some talent on that team. A lot of speed on defense.
Well, Cincinnati ball. That's Tucker in the backfield with all his speed. So Trey Tucker for a nice gain. The Bearcats in this second half, they picked up yardage in chunks. They've had some big plays with the time left on the clock.
And then they gave it back with penalties.
They did. The penalties, that may be what Luke Fickell ultimately remembers from this game if his team can't come from behind. Because they happen at the worst times. Handoff and a nice, powerful run. You can see why they like Corey Kiner across the 40. First down, Cincinnati.
It's good to see Kiner back out there after he suffered what looked like, a real tough knee injury in the first half. But he's been back out there lately, running the ball, running hard. He could be the every down back that they're looking for.
He's got a lot of burst, that's for sure. Kiner, another carry, again straight ahead. This time just a couple yards on first down. Well, you don't have to rush, but when you're down 2 scores and the clock's winding and it's under 9 minutes to go, you do have to play with urgency.
Yeah. Don't you feel like the Cincinnati offensive line has played reasonably well, even with Jake Renfro out this game? They're all-star center.
I do. One big penalty on a screen pass that was a huge penalty in this game. Otherwise, I think they have. Bryant's going deep down the middle, and he overthrew Tyler Scott again. He had him.
Just give your guys a chance. We've seen this issue when you get these matchups. And the matchup they like coming into the game, and you could see why. Their receivers are problems for the corners for Arkansas. But when you get a guy that wide open, you have to give the ball air and let him run underneath it. They've missed about 3 or 4 of those today.
Again, Tyler Scott's about as fast as they come, so you're not overthrowing a slug.
We're talking about guys who run 4.3 or better, 4.29.
Third and long. Bryant in the pocket. He's going to throw middle. That one is complete for a first down into Arkansas territory. Tucker with another catch.
I like the fact that Bryant doesn't dwell on the last play. Play the next play. Comes right back with a good throw. Keeps the chains moving.
He's also spreading the ball around. Cincinnati's gotten a lot of players involved in the pass game. Both teams have, really.
24 of 40 passing for Bryant.
Throws right, and his man is open, and then cutting it inside, breaking a tackle, slipping another one inside the 20, down to about the 16. That's Tyler Scott. Don't go anywhere.
Now this is the area of the field where Cincinnati's had some issues with penalties, crowd noise, and the like. Can they finish this one off here? If they can finish this one off, we're going right down to the wire.
Under 7 minutes to go. Only 1 touchdown, 3 trips inside the 20. Bryant toward the end zone, incomplete. Wiley, the intended target. It'll be second down.
You have to recognize the coverage. See that they're playing with a couple of safeties back there. I like looking for your taller receivers down here.
No Jalen Catalon, and we did finally find Jalen. We were looking for him, the All-American safety for Arkansas. He was in the locker room, came back out, and almost had a makeshift sling on his right arm and shoulder. Handoff, McClellan gets tackled immediately by Landon Jackson.
And Catalon's missing is huge because he's also the quarterback of that secondary.
Well, that's good news because before he had that right arm sort of in that towel like it was a sling.
Yeah, that looks better.
But it was his right shoulder that was injured last year, and he missed the final 7 games of the year.
Good to see him using that left arm too.
I thought it was the other one that he was favoring earlier, but anyway, it's good to see him out on the sideline, but he won't be coming back in this game. Now it's 3rd and 9.
2 down territory.
Has to be. Clock running. They've had a bunch of delay of game penalties. They almost had one there, but they got the play off. Bryant steps up, throws, middle, touchdown. That's Leonard Taylor, the tight end. Nice play by Ben Bryant to buy some time, and an extra point away from being down just 7.
Oh, great patience and climbing the pocket by Bryant, waiting for Taylor to break away from Brini. At Arkansas playing a little bit more man coverage here. You'll see the tight end matched up with Brini. Goes inside of him. Brini lets him go. He thought there was help on the inside.
Luke Fickell's team just will not go away. Extra point up and good. So it's 31-24. Cincinnati's got 2 timeouts. There's 5:49 on the clock.
Good patience. Climb that pocket. Wait for your tight end to come across free in the middle of the end zone. We got ourselves a 1-possession game.
So we're trying to find out. I think it's going to be a penalty that's declined. Tonight, SEC football final is back for another season. You got Daria, you got Chris, you got Ben, you got Takio. Break down all the SEC action from week 1. I'm sure they'll spend a lot of time on this game, 10:30 Eastern on the SEC network. Don't miss it.
Now, if you're Arkansas, it is 4-minute offense time.
Players number 0 on the receiving team. The penalty is declined. It'll be first down from the 25-yard line.
Not allowed to do that, but the penalty declined. Go ahead.
You need to pick up some first downs and burn some clock. Put pressure on Cincinnati. How about the way KJ Jefferson has responded to pressure tonight?
Yeah, you got to get that pressure without blitzing, because when they've blitzed him, it hasn't gone well.
Yeah, he's been patient, thrown well on the move, found his check down receiver.
I mean, that bottom line number is pretty amazing. Handoff on first down, and the Bearcats defended that well. Cincinnati gave up 3 touchdown passes all year last year when blitzing. KJ Jefferson has 2 of them today.
Yeah, he just does a good job of keeping his eyes downfield. And Briggs was tremendous on that play. Defeated his block and made the tackle. 2nd and 10.
Arkansas wants to be deliberate, but they did leave some time on the clock there. Sanders with the carry, and he'll get tackled again after a very short gain. So it's going to be 3rd down coming up, and we'll send it to the studio with Matt. All right, so I mean, look, it makes it maybe a little more complicated if you're a fan, but it means we got a lot of stuff, good stuff going on here week 1. This game coming down to the wire, and a 3rd and 9 play. Jefferson steps up, going to try to run for it. KJ Jefferson breaks a tackle, and he'll get the first down. What a big play that is.
Yeah, well, he talked about it yesterday. He knows the moment. He knows when he needs to take over. And that was a drop back pass, but he knew and trusted himself to go get that first down and keep the clock moving.
Well, that's huge. Cincinnati was staring at getting the ball back with plenty of time. Now Arkansas can let that clock roll.
That's a 3rd down and 10, and your quarterback breaks the back of the defensive coordinator with that call where he had everything covered he wanted, and the quarterback goes and picks up the first down.
Just making a play. So the handoff on first down, straight ahead. Sanders, who's had a big afternoon, for a gain of maybe 3. Now under 4 minutes to go.
And defensively, if you're Cincinnati, you still have to think about rolling the dice a little bit, bringing pressure to stop the run, getting your guys in there and try to hold up on the back end if you get play action. But you don't have a choice here. You got to stop the run and leave some time on the clock. Can't play soft here.
And Arkansas really, their idea is take the play clock all the way down or close to it. because they've got the touchdown lead with the ball. Jefferson, handoff again. Sanders, and he gets close, but stopped maybe a yard short, maybe 2. It'll be 3rd down.
Football's got to be in Jefferson's hands here, right?
I think so.
I mean, who else do you trust in this situation?
And I think you might be right. Cincinnati, you might have to sell out.
You do.
Just take a guess and see if you come up with a stop.
But if I've got Jefferson at 235 pounds and need a yard, whether you go with the quarterback run game or you have him do the quarterback draw, whatever it is, you want him handling the football. And Cincinnati, bring everybody except your corners.
They do have their 2 timeouts. Jefferson straight ahead, no nuance, no surprise, just power football and an Arkansas 1st down.
Well, you have 2 problems now for Cincinnati. The clock, and you're giving up too much yardage. You might wind up getting a stop, but they'll be in field goal range to really seal things.
Timeout of the half.
All right, so Cincinnati does use one of their 2 remaining timeouts, so we'll take a break and come back for the final 2 minutes right after this. Well, KJ Jefferson trying to lead his Arkansas Razorbacks to a season-opening win against a very good Cincinnati team, and he's played great.
He really has, and he's played great at key moments. In the red zone, short yardage. When Arkansas needed to have plays made, he delivered.
So they just need a couple more. 1st down, timeout Cincinnati. They're down to 1 timeout remaining, 2:22 on the clock. Arkansas can't take it all the way down, but they could come pretty close. This is the freshman Dubinion, and a nice cut. Dubinion is going to get an Arkansas 1st down, and that's going to make it very difficult for Cincinnati.
Yeah, you got 1 timeout left.
Coming off, the result of the play is a 1st down.
What, 7, 8, 9 guys?
I think more.
Lost a helmet today. And that just goes part of, in addition to the penalties, I would just lump them in with the penalties, because it's just, you know, that undisciplined thing that kind of hurts Cincinnati all game long, but particularly in the second half.
I mean, you got to clean that up. Why every play there's a helmet flying off? It's ridiculous.
And then when they had penalties, they had multiple penalties at a time that just destroyed a couple of drives in the second half.
I've never, ever seen a game with this, especially for one team, where the helmet flew off this many times.
Nope.
Jefferson's going to run it after the 1st down run by Rashad Dubinion. Just a gain of a couple of yards. Now the Bearcats will use their final
Cincinnati
timeout.
has called their final timeout of the half. It'll be a full timeout.
But the Bearcats know that that will do it here.
Direction. It'll be 30 seconds in length.
I do think that Cincinnati and Arkansas are both, you know, primed for really good seasons. You know, Arkansas has a really tough schedule. I don't think there's any question about that.
They do. However, if we take a look at that schedule, I mean, South Carolina, that's a good team.
Yep.
But they should beat South Carolina at home. Missouri State at Texas A&M and Alabama. How about that?
They have 2 weeks that are back-to-back that are tough. Texas A&M and Alabama being one of those tough weekends. And why are they playing BYU in the middle of the season?
Yeah, Sam Pittman would like to ask that question.
Yeah. I mean,
that's a tough non-conference game on top of this tough non-conference game when you also play in the SEC West.
And you're talking about a BYU team that also believes in being as physical as possible.
Sam Pittman's team, last year they had the toughest strength of schedule according to our FPI. This year, at least preseason, ranked as 10th. Although just about everybody who's ranked ahead of him also plays in the SEC, so you're kind of splitting hairs. Jefferson, the running back, was not where he expected him to be. He can't have something like that happen, just a turnover. That's the only thing that's going to keep Arkansas from winning this game. So Jefferson smartly kept the ball.
Yeah, and you think about what's ahead for Cincinnati, assuming they don't come up with a miracle here. They have a schedule that I believe they got a good chance of running the table.
Well, there's no doubt, as you said, they are a good team again. They may have lost 9 players to the NFL draft. They may have lost their multiple-year starting quarterback, the best cornerback duo in the country. They have a lot of good players left on this team.
Yeah, and I think they will go home and say, you know what? All we got to do is clean up the penalties, the mistakes, the whole helmet coming off issue. Clean those things up, and they can play with anybody.
Arkansas has called their first charge timeout of the half. It's 30 seconds in late.
So Arkansas will take their first timeout. Here's the schedule for Cincinnati coming up.
They should be favored in every one of those games, and they would likely see Houston in the AAC championship game.
I mean, at UCF, you can imagine that being a difficult road game.
Yeah, but they'll be favored. They should be favored in that game.
Indiana had a good win last night, so Indiana maybe going to be an improved team. But yeah, this can be another special year for Luke Fickell's team. But maybe with this loss, maybe not a year where they can make a strong argument and get back into the playoff. But that doesn't diminish what Cincinnati can still accomplish.
And I think it still says that this is a team. It wasn't a one-hit wonder last season, that they actually really do have a program where they are reloading and not starting from scratch.
Let's see if Jefferson can make sure this play takes more than 5 seconds. See if he tries to run around a little bit before he goes down. He's going to run forward and bounce around. Got to stay inbounds. And he'll get tackled. Now some pushing and shoving at the end of the game. You don't want that. You'll be shocked to know that another Cincinnati helmet flew off.
Gosh. What's the over under? A dozen?
I literally think it's over that. I do. But Arkansas does not have to snap the ball again. They stopped the clock because of all the stuff after the play.
During the play, number 10 for Cincinnati lost his helmet. By rule, the play is eligible for a 10-second subtraction. Please reset the game clock to 23 seconds. Start the clock on the ready for play signal. It'll be 4th down.
Start the clock and rev up the jukebox for Sam Pittman. He's going to celebrate this win. That was hard earned.
Yeah, it was. Worthy opponent in Cincinnati. Big physical game, big time environment. Welcome back, college football. We missed you.
They think it could be a special season here in Fayetteville. And I give both programs credit for playing this game. That's a tough one to start the year. The final seconds tick off the clock, and it's officially over. Arkansas with a 31-24 victory. It's been a long time since an Arkansas team has done what they just did. Beat a ranked team to start a year. First time since 1975 they beat a top 5 USC team that year. And we'll see if it can be a special year in Fayetteville. For Tiffany Blackman, for Rod Gilmore, Dave Fleming saying so long. Thanks for being with us. Utah, Florida coming up next. But first, we'll get you back to the studio.